Superintendent Doug Carter says they're going to help them out.
We will support IMPD in those efforts. We will be prepared for what comes our way in Marion County, whether it be tonight, this afternoon, or next weekend. He
tells Wish TV taking over Indianapolis streets is just a bad idea unless you want to be put in handcuffs. Indiana's green alert worked just as intended this week after veteran Justin Cavett was reported missing. He was found safe thanks to excellent teamwork, says State Rep Mitch Gore.
IMPD missing persons detectives who, became aware of Justin's disappearance. And, of course, the Indiana State Police, their clearinghouse for missing persons, got on it as quickly as they could and got that green alert issued.
Gore helped create the green alert, which was used for the first time this week. Traffic and weather in 1 minute. It's 3:04.
It's common knowledge that after age 30, our metabolism changes. We have less energy and gain weight easier. There's a way to feel better, not in years or months, but sometimes in just days.
I'm Chuck Norris. I tried everything. Working with a team of health experts, we came up with Morning Kick. Morning Kick is a revolutionary new formula that combines all my favorite supplements into one daily drink.
Morning Kick has probiotics to help you lose weight, prebiotics for digestion, superfoods for muscles and joints, and powerful anti-aging supplements. It'll help you feel youthful, energized, and helps manage stress.
I look and feel better than I have in years.
Go to roundhouseprovisions.com, use code EASY, or text EASY to 511-511 and claim 40% off. Roundhouseprovisions.com, code EASY.
Every purchase comes with our 90-day money-back guarantee. You could be feeling these changes within just a couple of days.
Text EASY to 511-511.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Tax fees may apply.
With traffic on the 5s at 3:05. Good afternoon, Matt Bear.
Good afternoon. Harry, eastbound 465, stop and go Keystone Avenue over to Allisonville Road, inbound 65 slow from MLK to Meridian Penn. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Indy Decorative Concrete, the stamped concrete experts. There's still time for a patio. Have them out for a free estimate. They'll match any competitor's bid on stamped concrete. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
Mostly sunny skies for the day today. It is going to be a hot one with highs near 92. The record for today is 94. An isolated shower or thunderstorm possible this evening. Lows in the mid-60s. I'm Wish TV Storm Tracking meteorologist Tara Hastings for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the level on the go and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel. Can you believe these characters are weirdos? So let's rock it!
Live at the Suburban Indy Home Show, an outdoor living show. Hello, my name is Nigel. That's Jason Hammer, located smack dab in the middle of Grand Park in Westfield. I've never been in this facility before. I've been to various games outside the facility, soccer fields, baseball fields. Right. But man, this thing is monstrous. The home show we're sandwiched in between two separate soccer/football fields on the inside here at the event center.
This is where the Colts do some of their practices at, like training camp stuff, and if it rains, they move it inside here. But yeah, if you're looking to come out and hang out with us, go into the big event center. So when you arrive at Grand Park, you're going to see this big, massive facility, and you'll know it's the event center, Nige, because of the ginormous letters that say Event Center. Walk in there, and we're hanging out at the Big Sky area here. They were kind enough to shack us up, and this is a solid setup we've got here.
Big Sky Visionary landscape design and installation, and I'm glad my wife is not here because she'd be like, I want this, I want this, I want that, I'll take this, I want this. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to have to go apply for about 3 more jobs.
Right.
This is what the entire Indy Home and Outdoor Living Show is about right now. And we were catty corner from the golf carts as well. My son wants one of those. Golf carts now legal in the town of Zionsville.
They were illegal before?
Well, you could ride them around like on the side roads and stuff now.
Okay.
So, I still had neighbors that did it anyway. But
boy, the old Mayor Emily Styron was cracking down on the golf carts, right? All right. But no, man, if you're in the neighborhood, stop by. Tickets are super cheap to get in here. Walk around. You can win a bunch of stuff. I see our pals from Window Nation are here.
Oh, yeah.
And
the game show battle rooms where they have actual TV show game shows, like in the back corner. They have local beer and wine tastings in the back of the facility. And like you said, we're kind of smack dab in the middle in the Big Sky booth.
I'm a ringer when it comes to game show stuff.
You are?
Like, I'm the guy you want on your team when game show shenanigans break out. I'm that guy. I get mad at family members. Like, when I watch Family Feud and it comes time for big money, right? This is winning time. This is where they got the big money on the line. And they let the old decrepit granny up there to answer these questions, and she just drops the ball. I throw stuff at home. I get angry. Like, if that were my family, I'd tell Grandma to just walk home. You're not even welcome back at home. So stop by and hang out with us. You heard in the news a little bit earlier that the state police are now going to be offering a little bit of support this weekend to the IMPD to try to eliminate some of these, they call them spinning events, but to me that's fancy talk for street takeovers.
Yeah, the spinning events are where the cars are just driving around at crazy speeds, doing donuts in public parking spots and shopping malls and other spaces like that. And then when the cops finally do show up, these people that are putting these events on, it's not like a sanctioned event. They start throwing garbage cans and flares and gasoline and all sorts of baseball bats to these IMPD cars. And it's out of control. So much so that a couple months ago, like, some guys on a horseback showed up.
Yeah.
And they weren't the mounted patrol from IMPD. They were the bad guys.
People just randomly showing up with horses because they have such a lack of fear of being taken in by the Marion County justice system officials here. So this was the quote that Superintendent Doug Carter of the state police gave our news gathering partners at Wish TV. Quote, "We will support IMPD in these efforts. We will be prepared for what comes our way, Marion County, whether it be tonight, this afternoon, or next weekend."
Good. You remember we had that audio earlier in the week of that little weasel with wearing a mask. I believe it may have been Channel 6 that had that audio. Well, we're not going to stop doing these street events, and if the IMPD comes, we're going to push back on them. Really? Okay. He's a nerd.
But that, again, just shows
the
what
attitude.
they think
Absolutely.
about Ryan Mears, the prosecutor, Boss Hogsett, the mayor in Marion County. It's a lack of respect because they know they can get away with it. And a little advice here, if I'm an IMPD officer or even a member of the Indiana State Police, and I have to go deal with these losers this weekend, turn that body camera on. Because if it's not on, you know exactly what Ryan Mears and Joe Hogsett are going to do. They're going to make you the bad guy for trying to break up the street takeover.
Of course.
Keep that body camera on to clear yourself. There was a bill that passed earlier in the House, Nige, that would expand Secret Service protection for all the presidential candidates, especially Donald Trump right now.
Yeah.
Feels like this is something that should have been done a while ago.
Well, in both instances, the one in Butler, Pennsylvania, and the one on Sunday, which was in help me out here. The second, it's at Mar-a-Lago on the golf course at Mar-a-Lago. There's a common theme with both those incidents. They needed more help. They needed more coverage. They needed more time to secure a perimeter, and that wasn't happening. So what you have is dual attempts on Donald Trump's life. I thought it was crazy when RFK Jr. was running as a candidate and was doing well in polling. That for a time being, I think he was provided Secret Service, and then they yanked that away.
Right. Imagine yanking that away from a Kennedy. Now, listen, he never had a chance to win the presidency. Let's not get it twisted. But when your old man was blown away and your uncle was blown away, it takes a real rotten SOB to say, we're going to take your Secret Service away now.
Yeah. Yep.
So, again,
it's and Donald Trump's not just like a former president that needs Secret Service protection. I mean, he always gets Secret Service protection. Former presidents get Secret Service protection. This is a guy running for president again.
And depending on which poll you look at, might be the front runner.
Absolutely.
Again, we are at Grand Park inside the event center. We're hanging out at the Big Sky pavilion area here. Their booth is set up, and you'll know it's us because you'll see the big WIBC setup here. They've got this big thing. I don't know what it's called. It looks like a banner. It looks like a teardrop.
Flag or something like that.
Flag of some kind. And then we've got our promo staff over here, Chris and Kevin. And if somebody comes up and goes to Chris Hammer and you tell him right to his face, your dad was a better athlete than you, he'll give you a pin. He'll give you a pin.
What a prize.
Nige, if you are looking for a reason to drink tonight.
I'm drinking right now. What are you talking about?
Happy 68th birthday to actor Gary Cole.
Gary Cole? Oh.
You know who Gary Cole is, right?
Yeah.
One of the great character kind of actors of all time. Very rarely is he the star, but I've said this for a long time. Gary Cole delivers in every role that he's in. No matter how bad the movie or how bad or good the TV show.
Love Gary Cole.
Gary Cole's fantastic. So I got a little montage here.
Yep.
I think it's just 4 movies of Gary Cole. I'm going to play you the audio. You have to tell me the movie and, if possible, the role. Okay? Here we go. Allison?
We have sort of a problem here. Yeah, you apparently didn't put one of the new cover sheets on your TPS reports.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, I am a semi-professional race car driver and an amateur tattoo artist.
Talladega Nights.
Average Joe's does not have enough players and will be forfeiting the championship match.
Cotton McKnight.
It's a whole strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
You know, Cindy, when you tattle on someone, you're not just telling on them. You're telling on yourself. And by tattling on someone, you're really just telling them, I'm a tattletale. Now, is that the tale you want to tell?
Who is that? Name that movie. Name that role.
Gary Cole. I know.
Who is it?
I don't know.
Classic reboot of an old TV show. Come on.
Brady Bunch.
Yes, Mike Brady. Mike freaking Brady.
I would have, without that hint, I would not have got that. Okay. Wow.
Gary Cole.
I'm proud of myself.
And Eugene Levy. Those are the 2 guys. They're never the stars, but they deliver in every single thing that they're in. And you know who else delivers every time is Matt Baer.
Yeah, well, sometimes every time. Eastbound 70 slow from Belmont to Meridian, Illinois. Inbound 65, we have stop-and-go traffic just for a smidge here. It's West Street over to Meridian Penn. And on the southwest side, southbound 465 slows from 70 over to the White River. Traffic sponsored by Staples Stores, your local Staples Stores. Haunted deals and super low prices throughout the store and everything for your business. Save even more with the Easy Rewards program at Staples. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Matt, you want to do a segment with us next?
I am on my way, and I'm bringing the construction with me.
Oh, no.
Get out of here with it.
Tell me that.
I've got War and
Way
Peace
to
here.
Suck the life right out of the room, Matt.
It's like War. I couldn't have written like a 20
On second thought, never mind.
Yeah. Talk to you later.
My God, we could bring in here Keith Olbermann and Joey Behar, and that might be more uplifting than what Matt's going to tell us. God. 88 right now at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. This is the Hammer and Nigel Show.
After college, Mike Braun could have gone anywhere. He chose to move back to his hometown of Jasper, Indiana. There, he started a small business, kept his head down, worked hard, and turned his small business into a national company, employing thousands of Hoosiers. He'll use that same determination for us. Lead the charge on lowering the price of gas, groceries, energy. Take on the big healthcare companies to increase healthcare access and lower costs. And Mike will improve education across our state by increasing school choice. Mike will make our streets safer, back the blue, and stop illegal immigration if the federal government won't. Because Braun believes every Hoosier should be safe and secure in their community. As governor, Braun will continue working for Hoosiers. Because when you're Mike, working hard is just what you do. Mike Braun, governor. Paid for by Mike Braun for Indiana.
Close your eyes and picture it. The warm sun on your face. The sound of waves lapping against the shore. What if I told you that feeling of summer relaxation could be yours all year round? At Howard Bailey Financial, we specialize in retirement planning that lets you embrace that summer state of mind every day. Imagine knowing that your future is secure. With our expert advisors, we'll craft a personalized retirement plan tailored to your dreams. Whether it's traveling the world or pursuing your passions, we'll ensure that your retirement is as carefree and fulfilling as a relaxing summer afternoon. Embrace a summer state of mind and text SUMMER to 888-494-5004 to download our complimentary retirement toolkit and experience your retirement planning with confidence.
This endorsement was not provided by a client of Howard Bailey. This individual was compensated for this endorsement. For more information, visit howardbailey.com/TS1.
Whether it's the good food or the friendly mood, you can count on Indiana to never lose when it comes to tailgating. And we want to see you at every game. That's why Hubler's got you covered with the best warranty around. So kick off the season in a Hubler quality pre-owned vehicle. Choose from over 2,000 Chevys, Fords, GMCs, Buicks, Nissans, Acuras, Mazdas, Hondas, and many more. All makes and models. Certified. Luxury. Even the hard-to-find ones. Every Hubler Q-certified vehicle is covered by a 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty and includes a 128-point vehicle inspection, plus a free Carfax history report. Keep the tradition alive, knowing Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles.
Hubler's got you covered.
Visit drivehubler.com or any of our 12 locations.
Cover me!
Warranty on select models less than 9 years old.
Come celebrate the 51st Annual New Earth Festival on September 28th and 29th in historic Atlanta, Indiana. Free admission and over 600 vendors offering handmade arts, crafts, antiques, and collectibles. Free entertainment all weekend with 9 live bands plus Kids Zone with 5 bounce houses. You can skip the drive and arrive in style on the Nickel Plate Express train. Saturday night concert and fireworks sponsored by Duke Energy and Barbecueology. Visit AtlantaIndiana.com for more information. That's AtlantaIndiana.com.
Sweet chocolate reward. Sweet chocolate reward.
This is not just the sound of someone picking up a sweet treat at Walgreens. This is the sound of someone picking up a sweet treat right after receiving all their vaccines in one trip. This is the sound of treating yourself, because you protected yourself.
Stop by or schedule both your flu and COVID-19 vaccines today and grab yourself a sweet treat while you're at it. Vaccine subject to availability. State, age, and health-related restrictions may apply.
Want to find out what real retirement planning is all about? Tune in to Expedition Retirement with Greg Ayler, Sunday mornings at 7 on WIBC.
This hour on 93 WIBC is powered by Absolute Comfort, your American Standard air dealer serving Central Indiana.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
And we are live at the Suburban Indy Home and Outdoor Living Show, Grand Park in Westfield. Like you said, you know it's you'll see where we're at. There's big green letters that say Grand Park Event Center.
So if you see that sign,
that's where we're at.
Got it. Matt Baer joins us now, and I don't even almost want to talk to Matt. I love Matt. Matt is one of my favorite people. Nobody works harder and grinds harder than Matt Baer. But I know what kind of news he has, and it's just like having Debbie Downer on the show right now.
No.
Hammer, right now, I don't want to talk to me either. If it's any consolation.
All right. Matt, just go ahead and unload the bad news on us right away. What are we looking at here?
Okay, well, we have these Westside construction projects that have been starting and stopping, and we have another one coming up this weekend. The problem is a lot of these have just gone for 5 days. Well, this one's going for 10. So we're looking at all next week starting tonight. And the first one, and usually it's just one direction or another, but this time it's like both directions. So we're looking at 465 starting tonight, both directions of 465 down to 2 lanes from Washington Street to Sam Jones Expressway, so you can expect delays going into those construction zones back and forth. Now, with that...
that's brutal. That's going to be very brutal backups.
And, that's how I go home, too. It's almost like the city was trying to specifically target me and give me 2 double birds by not making it just one side. No. It's got to be both sides.
We finally found a way to get Hammer. That evil WIBC. This is how we're going to do it.
All those years of ripping on Boss Hogset are starting to come back at me now.
DPW teaming up on you. With this... We have 7 entrance ramps closed going southbound. like 38th Crawfordsville Road, 10th at 36 Washington, and Sam Jones 2 southbound, and it starts tonight, ends September 30th. Now northbound starts tonight, ends Wednesday, September 25th, and that's Kentucky. All this is at WIBC Traffic, guys. You can find that. And then
I love how frustrated our traffic guy. Like the guy that makes his living on talking about this type of stuff is so distraught over what's happening, he doesn't even want to talk about it anymore. Just go to the damn website.
I was reading this. I'm like, I need a civil engineer. I'm like, I don't need, I need to learn Mandarin to get through this whole thing. So, yeah, that's going to be the Westside coming up this weekend and going 10 days, 5 days, depending on what direction you're going in on the west side on 465.
Stay away, man.
Yeah.
Stay the hell away.
East side. Well, at least there's not a big football game downtown this weekend or anything, Matt. At least everything's going to be just fine for when the people that can drive down from Chicago come to the game. They won't have any issues at all.
Yeah, it's going to be perfect. Now, if you're coming down from Muncie or Fort Wayne, east side, 465 both directions, down to one lane between East 56th Street and Pendleton Pike.
One lane.
Yeah. I think you're just making stuff up.
I've got a little hat here. I'm drawing lots out of right now. I'm like, oh, okay, we'll do the east side this time. All right. That's the end
Interstate
of it.
74, it's all closed. Yeah. Everything.
Wait, Carmel. There's more.
Hello.
465 in Carmel.
Oh, man.
Starting tonight, we will have 8:30 until before morning rush road work on 465 at Meridian going on next week. So,
all next week.
Yeah, Carmel, Lawrence, and Westside Speedway. And, downtown, if you just happen to ever go downtown, you get it, too. So it's a season of construction. It's the summer of love. What can I say?
Is there going to be any redeeming qualities about this segment we're doing with Matt Bear?
Well, don't drink.
There's somebody driving right now, and they're making that Chris Farley face that he makes in the van, and Billy Madison.
Son of a
face is turning bright red. And
I know.
Listen. Matt, I'm going to be optimistic here. I'm going to give you something that you can look at as the glass being half full, okay?
Okay.
At least they're not doing all this during race weekend, because it kind of feels like in years past, the geniuses that have decided to schedule all the construction have decided to do it during the world's largest one-day sporting event. At least it's not that.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up, because it looks like all these ramps are the same ones they closed during race weekend. So,
nuts.
I think there's still
it's like
an irony.
Race road closures for 2 weeks.
Guys, I kid you not, I'm sweating right now from talking about all this. I've got beads of sweat pouring down my face.
95 degrees out. There's guys laying sheetrock and roofing, and Matt Bear's sweating because he's giving horrible traffic reports.
Hey, I'm doing the hard work here.
Matt Bear is part of the Supporting Sobriety podcast, which is an amazing product. Matt Bear and Ryan Hedrick from the WIBC newsroom, they do this, both recovering addicts. What are we going to talk about today, Matt?
We had a hell of an episode drop on Wednesday, and you guys might have heard of the amends process in recovery, where the recovered alcoholic or addict might go try to make an amends with somebody. In my case, a lot of my family members, a lot of my friends, for my horrible behavior, my traumatizing behavior. Well, we talk about this process, and it's important because one of the things that we discuss in this, it's a powerful episode, because what if you want to make an amends and that person isn't there anymore? I mean, what if they aren't around, or maybe they passed on? What if we caused that passing on? So we have a little part of that episode here. I mean, my thing that I always bring up is drinking and driving. That I absolutely hate the fact that I did, and I did it all the time, morning, noon, night. I was always drunk, so I was always driving. I had to get where I needed to go. Somebody who loses somebody while they're using, this is why the amends process is so important, so you can go to people and say, this is what I want to do to make it right. And there are people that are going to continue to want the alcoholic and addict to feel shame about certain things. And that's really none of our business, because it's none of our business what other people think. But this is all about us clearing our minds and to be able to help us grow and become better people and not make these same mistakes again. It's about cleansing our soul here and saying finally to somebody, you matter more than I do. Guys, I bring this up, and I just looked over at Allison. I said, next week, let's talk about something fun. But I bring
this is important.
Well, I think it's really important because there are some things in the amends process. It's like, how do I make this amends? But you can still do it. It's a lifetime amends, and the episode is so hopeful because we have this gentleman on. He's just Ryan knows him a little better than I do. He's in recovery. He's a recovering addict, and he may have been responsible for the passing of one of his family members during addiction. I'm not going to say his name right now. We say it on the podcast, but you can go there and listen to it. But how do you make that amends through a lifetime? Well, there's a reconciliation. Maybe not necessarily amends. That's for somebody else. That's for him to judge, not me.
Right.
But there's a reconciliation there, and it's just such a beautiful thing, man. It's kind of a tearjerker, and the whole episode is about the magic of recovery and the hopefulness of recovery. It's really cool, man.
Well, Matt, on behalf of Nigel and I and Allison and everybody on our show, God bless you for doing what you do with this podcast, along with Ryan, trying to help addicts and their families. So thank you for that. And at the same time, on behalf of the info that you brought us about traffic, go to hell.
Seriously, in all seriousness, guys, I thank you, Nigel, for saying that's important stuff, because Ryan and I, and Ryan's just such a hell of an individual. He's just awesome. I mean, we really believe in what we're doing here, and we really believe that inside every person in use, whether it be crack or alcohol, whatever it might be, there is a living individual. There is a human being inside of there. You just don't know him right now, and that's why we enjoy this podcast so much, and that's why I think this Wednesday episode is so important. They can find us at sobriety_pod on X, Instagram, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, and you can just go to any major podcast provider supporting sobriety, and we'll be there for you. And we love conversations, so tweet us, message us. We'd love to have any of that. That'd be fantastic.
Matt Baer, love you, brother.
Thanks,
Great
buddy.
stuff.
Humble, fellas. Thank you so much. Love you.
It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Consumer warning. Stay away from stablecoin Tether. Tether is a cryptocurrency company with a so-called stablecoin called USDT. It's supposed to be backed one for one by the US dollar. But Tether's murky past exposes Americans to outsized risk, shady practices, false claims, legal entanglements, deliberate lack of transparency. The United Nations called Tether the preferred choice for regional cyber fraud operations and money launderers. Tether has never published an independent audit of its finances and operations. Financial rating company S&P gave Tether a high-risk rating, a major red flag. Warning: owning a stablecoin that isn't independently audited comes with enormous risk. Where there's smoke, there's fire. Steer clear of stablecoin Tether. Visit tetherwarning.com to learn more. Paid for by Consumers Research.
Discover cancer care that empowers you at Community Health Network MD Anderson Cancer Center. Our multidisciplinary care team will guide you every step along the way.
It was very overwhelming at first, but I found this whole community of people who are understanding and just very supportive. So I have a lot of thankfulness and gratefulness for who I am through this and after this.
Learn more at ecommunity.com/cancer.
At Shane Company, our engagement rings are the perfect blend of design, function, and beauty, each one a unique work of art. We meticulously craft our bridal jewelry in our jeweler's workshop to the highest standards, expertly setting each diamond by hand, ensuring the structure is perfectly balanced, and sizing everything for the perfect fit. Shane Company offers a free unmatched lifetime warranty because your engagement ring is an heirloom that was made to last. You'll cherish your ring today, tomorrow, and forever. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Sebastian Maniscalco.
Now, is this a family? Is this your mother? Where is she? Is she in the crowd? The mom's up there. What kind of family is this? I'm sorry.
It Ain't Right Tour 2025.
The poor mother is in the balcony, and the kids are down here with the father and his gumad. If this was the 80s, the kids would have been up there, and the parents would have been down here.
Sebastian Maniscalco, live on stage in Indianapolis. Gainbridge Fieldhouse, February 16th. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level. On the go.
when you might finally get some rain. 87 degrees, sunny in downtown Indianapolis. That rain, talking about, not currently on the radar. Low is 64 tonight. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 3:32. You still could get some scattered showers and thunderstorms today.
We'll have some more substantial rain chances as we get into Sunday and continuing Monday and into Tuesday.
Joe Neild with the National Weather Service says the state could use at least an inch of rain to help with current drought conditions. The Secret Service has released a report from the assassination attempt at Donald Trump in Butler, Pennsylvania in mid-July.
There should have been clear direction about what we needed done at the AGR building. That was discussed during the advance, but I think there was a lack of follow-through based on the information I have now and what I'm seeing. There should have been better follow-through in some aspects of that.
Acting Secret Service Director Ronald Rowe talking about communication issues between agents and local law enforcement that day. President Joe Biden would still like a diplomatic solution between Israel and Hezbollah. Fox's Jared Halpern reports.
President Biden says his administration, from the Secretary of State to the Defense Secretary and intelligence agencies, is trying to make sure residents of northern Israel and southern Lebanon can return home.
We're going to keep at it till we get it done, but we've got a way to go.
Israel says a Hezbollah leader was killed in an airstrike in Beirut that followed scores of rockets fired from the militant group into Israel. U.S. officials say they're engaged in intense diplomacy to prevent a wider conflict from opening up in the Middle East. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
Indianapolis Colts quarterback Anthony Richardson says his team needs to start finding its groove.
We got to find a balance. Whatever's helping us, that's going to help us on the field. So we let JT get rolling, and he's rolling, and we can let him run and throw in some shots in there. That's overall part of what we want, because we have an explosive offense.
The Colts lost their first two games of the season. They've got the Chicago Bears this Sunday to try and get that first win. The game's at home, so that'll help. Kickoff is at 1 o'clock. You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 3:34.
When you have a stuffy nose, life can be a bit unpleasant. Some live every day with a stuffy nose, and that can make life downright miserable. I'm Dr. Madan Kandula with Advent, where we are committed to eliminating your nasal breathing problems with simple in-office procedures like balloon sinuplasty, which requires no surgical cuts, little to no downtime, and can have you breathing better in less than 30 minutes. At Advent, we understand your inability to breathe freely limits your quality of life, and that's why we continue to pioneer the most advanced in-office procedures that have made our practice a global destination for those seeking to live their highest quality of life. Visit AdventKnows.com to see if you're a candidate for the balloon sinuplasty procedure, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
Breathe well with simple solutions. Breathe well with simple solutions. AdventKnows.com.
Results may vary.
With traffic at 3:35, here's Matt Baer.
Yeah, Harrison, all that Westside construction work that we've been talking about all day today, the southbound, northbound 465 from I-70 to Rockville Road. I just got word 2 minutes ago that that's postponed because of weather. So as soon as we get an update on when that will start, we will let you know at WIBC Traffic. I'm Matt in Traffic and right here on 93 WIBC Hammer Nigel's show. But right now that work is postponed because of weather. So you might not have lane restrictions coming up on the west side this Monday morning. When we get an update, we'll pass it along. Eastbound 70 slow, Belmont to Meridian. Traffic sponsored by Suburban Indy Home and Outdoor Living Show. The Suburban Indy Home and Outdoor Living Show at Grand Park, featuring over 200 exhibitors September 20th through 22nd. Tickets are only $7 at suburbanindyshows.com. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
Mostly sunny skies for the day today. It is going to be a hot one with highs near 92. The record for today is 94. An isolated shower or thunderstorm possible this evening. Lows in the mid-60s. I'm Wish TV storm tracking meteorologist Tara Hastings for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the level on the go and on WIBC.com.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
That's right. We are live at the Suburban Indy Home and Outdoor Living Show, Grand Park in Westfield. My name is Nigel. That's Jason Hammer with a very special guest on the hotline.
Tommy Piggott is the Strategic Communications Director for the RNC. You can see some of his work on the popular handle at RNC Research. Tommy, I want to get into some of these polling shifts here in just a moment, but before we get into that, just a couple days ago, the Teamsters said they're not endorsing anybody. Now, they're not endorsing Donald Trump, but they're not endorsing Kamala Harris. Tell me why this is a big deal.
Well, it's a huge deal. This is the first time that the Teamsters leadership has not endorsed a Democrat in something like 20 years. I mean, a massive blow to Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris met with the leadership just days before they announced that they were not going to endorse her. And I think the important takeaway here is the Teamsters releasing their own internal polling that shows 60% of their members, their rank-and-file members, planning on voting for President Trump. That is an endorsement from the rank and file. That's an endorsement from the members of the Teamsters union. They're showing that clearly in that poll. And it's because President Trump has a message to put American workers first. And Kamala Harris has shown throughout her time in office that she does just the opposite. She puts American workers last.
And again, this is kind of a win without a win because Trump did not get the endorsement. But like you said, the fact that it was not an automatic lock for the Democratic candidate kind of tells you everything you need to know about the Democratic candidate.
Yeah, that in addition to the fact of the polling I just mentioned, the fact that 60% of their membership are saying that they're planning on voting for President Trump, that's a testimony to the agenda he has to help workers in America, his America First trade policy. The fact that he wants to eliminate taxes on overtime, eliminate taxes on tips. The fact that under his presidency, real wages grew by 8.2% and grew the fastest for working Americans. Versus under Kamala Harris, real wages are down close to 4%. So we're seeing that discrepancy, and I think the fact that so many of the Teamsters' own members are saying that they're going to vote for President Trump shows that President Trump has delivered for workers in the past, and he has an agenda to deliver for workers in the future.
Tommy, talk more about voting Republicans for just a second. I've heard Donald Trump more than once in the past few weeks, past couple of months, talking about early voting. It's maybe the first time I've ever heard him hammer that home. You and I and this show have been talking about early voting and mail-in voting for months now, but I hear Donald Trump talking about that very often. Now it's still an important part of the process that the RNC is trying to hammer home.
100%. I mean, voting early is incredibly important. Making your plan to vote in general is important. No matter how you plan to vote, make sure you have that plan. And then make sure you carry out that plan. And then once you do that, make sure your friends and family also have a plan to vote. Make sure that everyone that you know has a plan to vote and a plan to vote for President Trump. I mean, voting early, first make sure that your vote gets locked in. It basically says, you know, if something happens on Election Day, you don't know in your own life, or maybe there's something that happens at work, you know, you don't know what's going to happen. So if you vote early, you're able to lock in your vote. And then on top of that, it lets the RNC and Trump campaign use those resources targeting other voters that haven't voted yet. So if we spend, let's say, $5 targeting a voter, trying to get them to vote, if they vote on the first day of early voting, that number might grow to $30 if that same person waits till Election Day. And so that's freeing up all of those resources. Now imagine that on the scale of millions of people voting early, and that's the type of impacts that we're talking about if people vote early. So make your plan to vote. That's the most important thing. Go to swampthovoteusa.com to figure out everything you need to know. But make your plan to vote and vote early if you can.
Tommy, you bring up resources, and I know we've had this conversation before, but I think it bears repeating. There are a lot of people who don't like the idea of pallets full of ballots arriving at 3 o'clock in the morning unchecked. What is the RNC doing in terms of resources, volunteers, poll workers to make sure, you know, everybody's worst fears can be put to rest when it comes to election security, especially when you get into these overnight hours?
Yeah, election integrity has been a main priority of the RNC under Chairman Whatley and co-chair Laura Trump. It's been a huge priority. As an example of the type of organization that's being built, the RNC and Trump campaign set out to recruit 100,000 volunteers as part of our election integrity program. We're past 150,000 volunteers recruited, 150,000.
Wow.
So vastly surpassing that goal, making sure we have eyes on every single part of this process, making sure that there's transparency, and that's exactly what Americans want to see. And then on top of that, making sure that we have that rapid response legal program to respond to problems in real time, making sure that right now we're engaged in litigation to make sure that the laws are being followed, that we're having the proper number of poll workers that are Republicans, for example, being hired in different jurisdictions across the country, making sure that laws regarding mail-in ballots are being followed, making sure that the law, quite simply, is just being followed. So we're engaged in litigation right now. We have been engaged in litigation over 100 legal actions taken this cycle alone. We have that election integrity program with over 150,000 volunteers, that rapid response legal operation. We're making sure that this is a huge priority, and it is a huge priority of the RNC and Trump campaign to have an unprecedented election integrity program.
Tommy Pickett is our guest. He's the RNC Strategic Communications Director. Tommy, there's been a little bit of a polling shift since that debate. And I think this is interesting because so many people on the majority of the national news networks were singing Kamala's praises after that debate. But yet you look at some of these key swing states and the polling, it seems like the former presidents had a little bit of an upswing.
Yeah, President Trump clearly has the momentum. There was a poll that was out just today or yesterday showing him within a point in Virginia. And Virginia, if you listen to Democrats, is supposed to be out of play, and yet he's within a point in Virginia. We're seeing him polling competitively in states like New Hampshire and Minnesota. He's playing offense across the electoral map because he has that message that's appealing to everyone. In blue states, red states, purple states, you name it, people are getting behind President Trump's agenda. So we're seeing that in the polling. And I think a lot of what you saw from Democrats, Kamala Harris's camp, and a lot of the fake news media was almost trying to will a narrative into existence regardless of the facts. And ultimately, I think the most telling question from that debate, and we've seen this since with Kamala Harris, she's asked a simple question: are Americans better off economically than they were 4 years ago? And she cannot answer that question. She was just asked again on Oprah when she was talking with Oprah. She was asked, are Americans better off? And she was asked, what is your plan to lower prices? She couldn't answer either of those questions. And the reason is because Americans aren't better off. And we know the impacts of her agenda already. We've been living under it, and the impacts are prices up over 20%. And she wants to double down on that. That was the biggest takeaway for me from that debate, the fact that she had no clear answer for how her policies that she's already been putting in place the last 3.5 years, she has no answer for the harm that they've caused, and no answer at all about any difference that she would do, anything she would have done differently, any new policy except for Soviet-style price controls that she wants to implement. I think that's what the American people took away from that debate, and I think that's why they're moving towards President Trump.
And it's so funny to listen to her talk, Tommy. Like, ever since that debate, she's done a few interviews. She says the exact same thing in those interviews that she did in the debates, those same talking points. And I wonder maybe if you could quickly just characterize or compare, contrast the difference between Kamala on Oprah and Donald Trump on Greg Gutfeld. It was night and day. Donald Trump, I thought, was likable, affable, had answers to every question, every policy, and it was the complete opposite, I feel like, for Kamala on Oprah Winfrey.
Well, it's 100% the opposite. I mean, President Trump, when he's asked a question, he answers the question, and he answers it in a way that makes sense. Not only that, he answers in a way that's incredibly compelling. He has the facts. He has the figures. But the bare minimum should be making sense, and Kamala Harris does not make sense when she answers these questions at all. I mean, the word salad that she gave when she was asked about what her plan is to lower prices, she basically said, yeah, and then proceeded to not answer the question. I mean, it was really astonishing. It was really, really astonishing. I mean, the whole thing was a mess. It's clear why they don't want her doing interviews. I mean, she should be doing interviews and a press conference. She's on pace to do the fewest interviews, the fewest press conferences of any major political party candidate in modern American history, which is really unacceptable. But it's clear why President Trump, he goes out there and he does an hour-plus-long podcast, and he gets into really in-depth conversations about a whole variety of topics. I mean, you name the topic, and he is having this insightful conversation with you. He's bringing his experience to the table. He has solutions to the problems that are being raised. Kamala Harris can't even answer the question of, what is your plan to lower prices? The single most important issue facing Americans. And she acts like it's a trick question. I mean, it's astonishing to me.
Tommy Pickett, Strategic Communications Director for the RNC. He's at Tommy Pickett. You can also follow at RNC Research. Tommy, good stuff as always, man. We'll talk again next Friday.
Sounds good. Have a good one.
It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Did you know the Social Security Trust Fund is expected to run out of money in less than 10 years? And according to Barron's, an average income couple could lose up to $16,500 every year in Social Security income. Multiply that by 10 or 20 years, and it could be hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's why it's so critical you have the right strategy to file for Social Security.
Discover how you could get every nickel that's rightfully yours with a free, that's the key word, free custom Social Security analysis from Bill Demery, your retirement guy. Bill Demery is my retirement guy. He's Nigel's retirement guy. He should be yours. So if you've saved more than $200,000 and have not yet filed for Social Security, schedule that free analysis right now. 317-648-5120. 317-648-5120. 317-648-5120. Bill Demery, your retirement guy.
Cindy Carrasco has spent a career holding the powerful accountable. As Indiana's Inspector General and Director of the State Ethics Commission, Cindy fought waste, fraud, and abuse wherever she found it. Cindy also combated wrongdoing in state government, which meant standing up and doing the right thing even if it wasn't popular. Now, as our state senator, Cindy Carrasco continues to fight on behalf of all Hoosiers by improving the quality of our children's education, providing tax relief for everyone, and working to make our communities safe by getting law enforcement the resources they need to fight crime, violence, and keep fentanyl away from our families. It's why Cindy has been endorsed by the Indiana Fraternal Order of Police, State Police Alliance, and the Professional Firefighters of Indiana. Because they know that Cindy has their back, and we know she has ours. Vote for more government transparency, better schools, lower taxes, and safer streets. Vote Cindy Carrasco for State Senate.
Paid for by Cindy for Senate.
Are you nearly maxed out on your credit cards? It doesn't matter if you're using your credit cards for fun or to survive. At the end of the month, your statements come in, and you can either pay them or you can't. If you can't, late fees and interest rates get tacked on. And now you're struggling just to make the minimum payment due. Do you feel trapped? Am I talking to you? Good, because I personally researched some companies that can help you. They may be able to reduce your credit card balances by 50% and stop the late fees. If you qualify, please call our special debt hotline number right now for a complimentary free 5-minute consultation. Deal with your credit card problem now before it gets much worse and put more money back in your pocket. Trust me, I've been there too. Call right now.
800-948-1659. 800-948-1659. 800-948-1659. That's 800-948-1659.
Sometimes it feels like it's next to impossible being a teenager these days.
There's so much uncertainty, pressure, and comparison.
That's why I'm so thankful to be a student athlete. I'm Lena Jones from Plymouth High School.
And I'm Whitman Horton from Crawfordsville High School. High school sports surround student athletes with people who can build us up when we struggle.
Our coaches mentor us in the game and in life.
Our teammates become our best friends as we work together.
We have support from everyone around us. Managers, parents, fans, our entire communities.
It really does take a village because they all contribute. They all make sacrifices. They all want to see us succeed.
Having people who have our back and believe in us lifts us up unlike anything else.
I am IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig. Be a champion of high school sports and the encouraging environment it provides by buying a ticket to your school's athletic events. This is supporting student athletes. This is believing in high schools. This is your IHSAA.
Based on the last 17 years, we feel like American Standard is the best in the market.
That's Chris Wedekin, owner of Absolute Comfort, your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Hammer and Nigel here, inviting you to join us as we kick off the weekend every Friday around 5:45 with Beer Sample Friday, brought to you by our friends at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus.
The Suburban Indy Home and Outdoor Living Show at Grand Park.
Featuring over 200 home improvement exhibitors.
September 20th through 22nd.
Tickets are only $7 at suburbanindyshows.com.
Never miss your favorite shows on WIBC. Get your content to go. Would you like fries with that? Tony Katz, Kendall and Casey, Hammer and Nigel, Tony Kennett, The Gun Guy, Home and Garden. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
Matt Bear, what's going on?
Hammer looking at southbound 69, crash at 82nd Street. That's blocking the center lane, stopping us back to 106th Street. Delayed time right now is at 35 minutes for that short stretch of interstate. Inbound 65 is stop and go, MLK to Meridian Penn, and eastbound 70 stop and go, Belmont to Meridian, Illinois. The Westside road maintenance scheduled to begin tonight and last for 5 to 10 days, depending on the direction, has been postponed because of weather. Follow us at WIBC Traffic. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. There is still time to get a patio this season. Get on the books now for a patio this fall. Indy Decorative Concrete, the patio expert. experts changing the way Indy thinks about concrete. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
88 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. It's the Hammer and Nigel Show live at the Suburban Indy Home and Outdoor Living Show, Grand Park in Westfield. And Donnell Walton joins us.
Hello.
This is kind of your baby, right?
It is.
Kind of. She's the owner. She's running the show.
It is. I have 2 children, 6 grandchildren, and the shows.
And this is it.
Yep.
I mean, this is a massive, massive show and massive
I know, this facility. If you've never been to this facility, when people walk in, they are amazed at the space and how beautiful it is.
Basic question here. Somebody's never been to an Indy Home and Outdoor Living Show.
Yes.
What is it?
What is it?
Yeah.
Well,
what can people expect?
It's 3 days of fun, first of all.
Yeah.
And especially if you see me in the bar, I'll buy you a drink.
I was going up there at the top of the hour, so I'll follow
we add
you.
To that. But, I mean, and that's one of the things, too, this venue actually has is a full restaurant and bar. So you can always spend the entire day here. Oh,
I'm aware.
Me too. So you asked me about the show. So when the show opens at 10, once it's up and running, my staff and I generally meet at the bar for a Bloody Mary.
Good for you.
On the first day. So, yes. But when people come to the show, what they can expect to see are obviously anyone who can help you with your indoor projects for your home or outdoor living projects. The fall is really the second best time to do landscaping other than spring. So early fall is always good, which is one of the reasons we created a fall home and outdoor living show.
So you could come here and just walk around, like take a look at the windows, take a look at the landscaping.
Yes.
If you need to add like a deck with a hot tub, like I'm thinking about doing, like it's all right here.
Yeah, and that's the thing too when having a fall show is if you're going to make the investment in something like what we're sitting in here today, you want to be able to extend your outdoor living season through summer into fall into winter, and you can do that with hot tubs, outdoor kitchens, obviously the TVs, water features are beautiful, and then of course a fire feature always helps you extend that outdoor living season too.
Got about 60 seconds left here. What does it take? How long do you prepare to do something to put something like this on? Your
year.
Baby, as you call it.
Yeah, a year.
Wow.
This is the 8th fall show. My very first show at Grand Park was a fall show in 2017.
Wow.
I started planning it in June of 2016.
Unbelievable.
When I lost my job.
Yeah.
At the fairgrounds.
Well, I think you wound up.
I think things turned out well.
I think it turned out
they
well
turned
for
out
you.
very well. Yes,
this is
I'm
just
very blessed.
such an amazing layout here. If somebody wants to come by, can they just buy tickets at the door? Do they have to buy them like
it's
online?
$7 online or $10 at the door.
Okay.
Yeah, general admission.
So if you're listening right now and you're like, hey, you know what? I want to come by, see Hammer and Nigel, hang out, take a look around.
Yep.
You can just come
not
by.
only is it exhibitors, but we have like a tasting area with breweries, distilleries, and wineries.
They're like the game show battle room back there.
We have a stage with a game show battle room, and if you've never done that, it is so much fun.
Yeah.
We did it a couple weeks ago, and it was so much fun. And we have all kinds of great prizes, $50 and better. So come do that. Sunday's Kids Day, always our biggest day here. So we have princesses, we have silly safaris coming with their animals. We have the balloon twisters who are not just your regular, making dogs. These women are amazing. Amazing. I mean, you see adult men riding around in cars. They're made out of balloons.
Made out of balloons. I love it.
Awesome.
Yes.
Donnell, thank you so much
My
for
pleasure.
having
Thank you.
us and this awesome show that's going on here.
Thank you.
It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Let's go to the bar.
Whether it's the good food or the friendly mood, you can count on Indiana to never lose when it comes to tailgating. And we want to see you at every game. That's why Hubler's got you covered with the best warranty around. So kick off the season in a Hubler quality pre-owned vehicle. Choose from over 2,000 Chevys, Fords, GMCs, Buicks, Nissans, Acuras, Mazdas, Hondas, and many more. All makes and models. Certified. Luxury. Even the hard-to-find ones. Every Hubler Q-certified vehicle is covered by a 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty and includes a 128-point vehicle inspection, plus a free Carfax history report. Keep the tradition alive, knowing Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles.
Hubler's got you covered.
Visit drivehubler.com or any of our 12 locations.
Cover me!
Warranty on select models less than 9 years old.
Come celebrate the 51st Annual New Earth Festival on September 28th and 29th in historic Atlanta, Indiana. Free admission and over 600 vendors offering handmade arts, crafts, antiques, and collectibles. Free entertainment all weekend with 9 live bands plus Kids Zone with 5 bounce houses. You can skip the drive and arrive in style on the Nickel Plate Express train. Saturday night concert and fireworks sponsored by Duke Energy and Barbecueology. Visit AtlantaIndiana.com for more information. That's AtlantaIndiana.com.
Denny Smith for Sundown Gardens. The nursery's filled with great fall selections, so shop now and save 20 to 50% off trees and shrubs at Sundown Gardens. Fall is just a great time to plant, and it'll establish roots for next year's growth. The friendly staff can help you make all the right selections. Visit the Garden Center for all these great things for fall. Mums, pumpkins, fall decor, and more still on full display. 20 to 50% off trees and shrubs and 50% off pottery at Sundown Gardens. 186th Street and Spring Mill Road in Westfield.
Hey, what's up? It's Hammer from the Hammer and Nigel show. You guys rocked it at our WIBC debate viewing party at 416 Wabash. That place is so cool. You guys were the stars of the show. And if you're looking for a place to have your next event, whether it's a wedding reception, class reunion, you name it, check out 416 Wabash. As a wedding DJ, I've played a lot of venues, and I got to tell you, 416 Wabash might be the coolest. 416wabash.com. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Earn, save, grow. It's time your money works harder and goes further with a Stockyards Bank and Trust CD. For a limited time, earn 5.15 annual percentage yield with our 5-month CD special. Proudly serving our communities since 1904. Visit any of our 5 Indianapolis area locations or syb.com/IndyCD today and experience the Stockyards Bank difference. 10,000 minimum balance required. Limited time offer. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
What is 988? It's a way forward. It's a listening ear. It's whatever help you need when you need it. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline offers trained crisis specialists ready to talk to you 24/7. If you or someone you love is experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis in their life, call or text 988. Want more information? Visit 988indiana.org.
Coming up in a couple of minutes, the chances for rain in Indiana. Why state police will be helping out IMPD soon. And Colts head coach Shane Steichen keeping the faith in his quarterback. That's coming up after Fox News Radio from the Technology Recycler Studios. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis.
It's the Rose Show about the Secret Service on Capitol Hill. I'm Tom Rigotti, Fox News. The acting head of the Secret Service testifies before Congress following a review of the attempted assassination of former President Trump in July. Fox's Jared Halpert has more.
Miscommunication with local and state law enforcement, along with a failure to follow through on security challenges of the rally site in Butler, Pennsylvania, allowed a gunman to fire several shots at former President Trump on July 13th.
And I've directed that the Secret Service embark on a significant paradigm shift that will redefine how we conduct protective operations.
Secret Service Acting Director Ronald Rowe says the agency did not give clear guidance or direction to local law enforcement or mitigate line-of-sight concerns of nearby rooftops at the White House. Jared Halpern, Fox News.
Several top Hezbollah terrorists have been killed in Lebanon.
Israel Defense Forces struck a building in Beirut, Lebanon, killing a top Hezbollah commander, Ibrahim Akil, as well as a number of others in Hezbollah leadership. The IDF says in a statement that Akil and the Radwan forces were plotting an attack in Israel's north with intention of seizing control of communities in the Galilee in order to kill and kidnap Israeli citizens. Lebanese health officials say at least 12 people were killed, dozens more were wounded. Earlier this week, Hezbollah members' pagers and walkie-talkies exploded in an attack that killed at least 32 and injured thousands. Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News.
President Biden meeting with his cabinet today. One topic of discussion, the war in the Middle East. Biden says the administration is working to prevent an escalation between Israel and Hezbollah in Lebanon.
To make sure that both the people in northern Israel as well as southern Lebanon are able to go back to their homes and go back safely.
Israeli forces launching an airstrike into Beirut today, killing at least 9 people and wounding nearly 60 others. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
How much it could help. Mostly sunny and 88 degrees in the heart of downtown. Don't bother checking the radar. There's nothing to look at. Tonight's low down to about the mid-60s. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 4:02. You might be hoping that Indiana would get some rain soon. Well, it's certainly a possibility.
But it's not supposed to be a lot. I'm Sean Herrick. Joe Neild with the National Weather Service in Indianapolis says over the next 7 days, some portions of the state could get up to 1 inch of rain, maybe 2.
Certainly more substantial than what we have seen here as of late, but maybe not quite enough to fully resolve the longer-term drought issue that we've been seeing.
But even though drought conditions are persisting, he says high temperatures will drop into the 70s throughout next week. Sean Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
IMPD Chief Chris Bailey said Monday he would be reaching out to Indiana State Police for help in cracking down on those illegal street takeovers you may have heard about. State Police Superintendent Doug Carter says his department will be happy to help.
We will support IMPD in those efforts. We will be prepared for what comes our way in Marion County, whether it be tonight, this afternoon, or next weekend.
He tells Wish TV that taking over streets and cities is a bad idea unless you're asking to be arrested. Indiana's green alerts worked just as it was supposed to this week after veteran Justin Caven was reported missing. He was found safe in a few days thanks to some excellent teamwork, says State Representative Mitch Gore.
From IMPD missing persons detectives who, became aware of Justin's disappearance. And, of course, the Indiana State Police, their clearinghouse for missing persons, got on it as quickly as they could and got that green alert issued.
Gore helped create the green alert, which was used for the very first time this week. Time and reps. Those are two things Indianapolis Colts head coach Shane Steichen says his quarterback Anthony Richardson will only benefit from.
There's so many different looks that come up in games. Within a game plan, obviously you go into a game plan, what you think they're going to do, and they might adjust it, you know what I mean? There's going to be different looks that you got to adjust to, and I think with time, the more you play, the more you're going to see, and the more you're going to get better.
Richardson threw 3 interceptions against the Green Bay Packers the last time out. It led to the Colts' second loss in 2 games to start the year. A chance for their first win comes against the Chicago Bears at home this Sunday. 1 o'clock is kickoff. You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 4:04.
Hey, Galaxy Concrete Coatings did such an amazing job rehabbing my garage floor, putting a new coating on. It's 4 times as strong. Got a lifetime warranty. Very easy to clean. They were in and out within a day. My Galaxy Concrete garage floor is certainly out of this world. The staff was amazing to work with. In fact, I'm so happy with Galaxy that they're coming back to do the concrete floor in my basement in the furnace room. Galaxy Concrete Coatings, they do garages, basements, pool decks, any indoor or outdoor area concrete. Check out their website to see pictures and get a quote. GalaxyConcreteCoatings.com or 317-751-9070.
With traffic on the 5s at 4:05, here's Matt Bear.
All right, Harrison, crash inbound 69 at 82nd. Center lane taken out and traffic is stopped back to 116th Street. Delayed time is 40 minutes. Inbound 65, stop and go. MLK to Meridian Penn. Eastbound 70, stop and go traffic. Running from Belmont to Meridian, Illinois. We have a stall on the exit east side. Northbound 465 to Washington Street. That ramp is open. It is partially blocked. Traffic sponsored by Grand Appliance. Shop Grand Appliance for expert advice. Thousands of in-stock appliance options, faster delivery, and professional installation. Learn more at grandappliance.com or your local Grand Appliance showroom. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And here's your forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
Mostly sunny skies for the day today. It is going to be a hot one with highs near 92. The record for today is 94. An isolated shower or thunderstorm possible this evening. Lows in the mid-60s. I'm Wish TV storm tracking meteorologist Tara Hastings for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the level on the go and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock it.
Live at the Suburban Indy Home and Outdoor Living Show, Grand Park in Westfield. We are located smack dab in the middle of this facility. We've got the home show taking up like a third of this facility. Then we have 2 football/soccer fields on either side of us. And you and I are located at the Big Sky Landscape Design and Installation booth. Thanks to Big Sky for letting us kind of take over for a couple hours here, Hammer.
Yeah, and I told them I'm going to make it up to them when I probably spend a lot of money with them when I get my deck redone and the hot tub put in and all the bells and whistles that I'm looking for. Look what the cat dragged in here. Look who's here.
Oh, happy Friday. Happy Friday. We made it.
Jerry Lopez, Indy Spanglish with us. What's going on, man?
Not much, man. Got this. You guys are in my backyard, so I had to at least show up. But from here, going downtown, hosting Tony Kinnett's tonight. So, fun day.
Okay, so you're driving the boat on the Tony Kinnett cast
I am.
tonight.
As a Cuban, I am the boat. So,
what do you mean by boat, Hammer?
What do you mean, you people? Something I want to run by you. So, Jerry, we talked the other day about this hearing that took place in Washington. And I feel like this was really underreported, but super important to talk about. You had a chief Border Patrol agent testifying that the current White House administration, they're basically telling him, suppress the information coming out at the border. And yes, oh, by the way, $150,000 taxpayer-funded migrant flights are taking place where those that cross the border illegally are thrown on a plane and you're taken to a red state like Texas. I kind of feel like this is a big deal, but nobody's talking about it.
yeah, it was awesome, and we'll play the clips at the 7 o'clock hour on Tony's show. But so he hit on 3 points. He said, one, exactly what you said. That there's a list of, we'll call them the no-fly list or whatever for the border, and they were told, do not report however many people you catch that are on this watch list at the border. Basically keep that number down. Number 2 was there was so much fentanyl coming across the San Diego border that the price went from $10 to 25 cents.
For a single pill?
For a single pill of fentanyl.
A quarter.
Yep, a quarter. That's how much the market was being flooded. And then thirdly, he was saying there were so many people coming through the border that, yeah, to your point, they set up flights to ship people to Texas from San Diego.
And what's overall, what's your theory? Why are they doing this? Is it as simple as, votes? We're going to get these people legalized in a few years. We're going to get them permanent residents. We're going to get them a work visa, driver's license.
Yeah,
is it as simple as votes for the Democrats?
I mean, I think they've come out and said plainly they're all for amnesty, right? They want to do it for the dreamers, for the kids, but if they can do it for everybody else, they sure as heck will, right? But this is, you've heard of the great replacement theory, right? Americans want insurance. Americans want to be paid more. We want all these benefits, and these people are coming from countries where they're just happy for whatever. So I don't know if it's good or bad. If Americans come, sure, we're going to see the price of things go up, but that's good because people are making more money.
Now, your parents, not from the United States, from Cuba. So it's always interesting when you give us a perspective on what you see with immigration. What do your family members think about what's happening?
Yeah, so they think it's crazy, right? I'm first-generation American. My parents are from Cuba. I'm one boat trip from communism, right? Literally one boat trip. And here I am.
That needs to be the next T-shirt. You got the Spanglish shirts.
One boat trip from communism. Yeah. But here I am on WIBC critiquing the president, and that could never happen in the country my family just left, right? But my biggest issue for immigration is you need to come here and assimilate. If the country you left was so good and you want to turn America into Venezuela or America into Haiti, why don't you just go back?
And I don't have a problem with people wanting to. I totally get people wanting to come here. They're third world countries, asshole countries, as Donald Trump would say. I get it, but there has to be some sort of better way to facilitate that other than just flying people in from Venezuela. And Biden, just a disaster, wiping out the executive orders and wiping out the policies that Donald Trump had during his 4 years.
No, and like Springfield, they said it was a town of a couple thousand, and they sent almost a third of that in Haitian immigrants to that town.
Jerry Lopez joining us, Indy Spanglish on social media. He'll be filling in for Tony Kinnett tonight. That show starts at 7 o'clock. So we're a couple weeks removed from that presidential debate, Jerry, and a lot of people thought it wasn't Trump's finest hour. Kamala, because she wasn't a dumpster fire that night, was viewed as the winner by a lot of people. But we just spoke with Tommy Pickett earlier. You look at the polling from some of these swing states, it's not like Kamala got a bump at all. It's actually been kind of the opposite.
Yeah, so I think that Donald Trump is suffering from the Floyd Mayweather effect. You do so good every single time that if anybody hits you once, you did bad. Right?
The Floyd Mayweather.
Right? So he's done so good debating the fact that he didn't run her over, or the fact that she didn't embarrass herself, was looked at as a win for her, even though she literally didn't answer any questions.
Well, he debated, as Rob Kendall called it yesterday, a vegetable, the previous debate in Joe Biden. So there was a pretty low bar there anyway.
Yeah, well, he debated a vegetable this time, just one that can not poop her pants, you know? Like.
Were you... Sunday. I don't know what you do. Were you watching the Colts game Sunday?
Yeah.
Were you watching football on Sunday when the news came down that there was another attempt on Donald Trump's life? It sounds weird asking this, but were you surprised at the second attempt? Were you shocked? I was stunned at the first time. I couldn't believe it. There's a little different set of circumstances this time around on the golf course, but were you surprised at all?
I mean, honestly, I think they're just going to keep going after him.
Yeah.
Their first goal is to keep him off the ballot. If they can't keep him off the ballot, we need to try another way to keep him off the ballot. What's surprising to me is that his security wasn't ramped up, that there was even a second attempt that was even plausible, right? And even more so than that, the fact that the media has kind of just been like, no big deal.
See, that's a big part of this conversation, I think. Like, when you're looking for blame, why all of a sudden are we seeing assassination attempt after assassination attempt on the president? Who's to blame? Is it the actual shooter? Is it a lone wolf? Are these lunatics getting their ideas from left-leaning political candidates, or is it the media, or maybe it's a little combination of everything?
I mean, I think it's a little bit of everything. There's a lot of mental illness on the left, and if that hasn't been taken care of, this is what's going to happen. The fringes are going to do things like this. It's just, to me, it's crazy that the left hasn't blamed the gun. They didn't blame the gun once in the assassination attempts.
Right. And Nigel makes a great point when he brings this up. When you look at the two people that we know have tried to kill the president here, it's not like you're talking about James Bond here or some silent assassin.
Right.
You're looking at some nerd booger eaters.
Yeah.
Like the fact that these people are getting so close to the president to where, in theory, they could have fired the shots, a little alarming.
Yeah, well, this last one's a little bit more interesting, right? He's traveled to Ukraine. He worked in Afghanistan trying to get soldiers. It's.
But you look at that guy, that's not Jason Bourne.
No, he's a weirdo.
Right.
Yeah, he's a weirdo. I just want to know who's funding all this stuff. Somebody's paying for this, and what are the chances that you know where the president's going to be? You know, on the golf course.
That was not on his schedule. That golf trip.
So, are you willing to go as far as to think you think it's an inside job? Do you think somebody's passing information?
I don't think you can rule it out. Like, in today's day and age, you cannot rule anything out. And if anybody calls you conspiracy theorist, take that as a badge of honor, because we were talking off the air. Over the last, 4 years since COVID, how many, quote, conspiracy theories came true?
Yeah, hold on. Let me look. Conspiracy theorists are up 107 to 0.
Right.
Like, it's just called a conspiracy theory, and then 6 months later, it's on the news.
I mean, it was crazy. I thought people thought Tucker Carlson was crazy months ago when he told Donald Trump, they're going to try to kill you, right? Because they, like you said, they've tried to take him off the ballot. They're trying to they've weaponized the justice system by trying to incarcerate him on absolutely bogus charges. And Tucker's like, well, the next logical step, they still haven't been able to stop you yet. What's the next logical step?
Well, they try to silence him on social media. Then they turn around and try to silence this and silence that, and this guy keeps showing up. And J.D. Vance's tweet, I don't know if you saw it, he said, the only way you can silence him at this point is to kill him.
What's coming up on the big show tonight at 7?
So we got Curtis Hill coming up. Curtis Hill's going to come. We're going to talk about the assassination attempt. We have a new Trump song. We're going to do Hold the L. Awful tweets today. We missed it yesterday. Tony Kinnett will be a guest on his own show.
That's a power move.
That's a power move.
I'm not going to lie. That is a power move to be a guest on your own show being hosted by somebody you picked. That's awesome. Find him on social media at Indy Spanglish. Jerry Lopez, thank you.
Awesome. Have a great day.
Matt Baer standing by with a look at the roads.
Inbound 69 crash, 82nd Street blocking the center lane and stopping traffic back to 116th Street. This has a delay time right now of 41 minutes. Looking at inbound 65, that is stop and go traffic from MLK to Meridian Penn. We also have a crash at the top of that delay near the White River, and that's now blocking the left lane. So you have the crash and then the slowdown that was already there. Eastbound 70 stop and go Bell Belmont to Meridian, Illinois, and on the southwest side, southbound 465 grind from 70 over to Kentucky Avenue. Crash on the south side. This is Southport Road east of the 5 Points. Traffic sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Looking for a career path with flexibility and great pay and benefits? Go to progressive.com/careers and apply online today. That's progressive.com/careers. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
88 right now at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. Coming up in about 15 minutes from now, we got a cool guest.
I'm really excited about this. The #1 song on iTunes right now is a song called Fighter. And across all genres, bigger than Billie Eilish, bigger than Taylor Swift, bigger than Jelly Roll.
Bigger than Richard Marx.
It's right, and that's saying something. It's by a guy named John Kahn, Jonkahn. And what's even more fascinating about this story, the song was inspired by people going after Donald Trump, these bogus charges and the ensuing assassination attempts. But what even more crazy is that the guy that wrote and performed this song and is #1 on iTunes right now is also the COO of Breitbart.
So he bosses all those people around.
Yeah, we have Breitbart guests, reporters, and journalists on our show every week. He's a player behind the scenes. He's been there for a long time. He wrote and performed the song. It's #1 on iTunes, and we're going to get that backstory coming up a little bit after 5:30. Again, I'm going to make sure and stick around for that.
But coming up next, a spirited round of Is This Anything? It's the Hammer and Nigel Show live at the Suburban Indy Home and Outdoor Living Show, Grand Park in Westfield.
Boy, talk about skyrocketing interest rates everywhere, making everything expensive, except the Diamonds Direct. They're coming to the rescue. Listen up, because this is big. All September long, Diamonds Direct ultimate offer is back, ladies and gentlemen, stronger than ever, and made for your needs specifically. Diamonds Direct, helping you get the perfect jewelry gift with 0% interest. 5 years, 0% off any Diamond Direct purchase.
So if you're thinking about popping the question or maybe getting that home run gift for the holidays taken care of, now through October 1st at Diamonds Direct, check out their incredible value price and spread your payments over 5 years deal. The unheard of interest rate of 0.0%. Nothing is held back. Rings, pendants, earrings, bracelets. Get to Diamonds Direct. It's right there at the Green Bridge by Keystone at the Crossing, but hustle. Time is a factor. This deal ends September 30th. Get to Diamonds Direct right now and tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
Sinus pain. You know it all too well. It's constant. It's frustrating. The pressure, the headaches, the snoring, the constant clogged feeling. You're tired of feeling like this, but you've tried nasal sprays, over-the-counter medicines, even home remedies. No matter what you try, nothing gives you lasting sinus relief. You're tired of missing out and feeling miserable. There is something you can do, something different. Indianapolis Sinus Center. The physicians at Indianapolis Sinus Center have been serving the community with proven treatments for over 50 years. They know what you're going through, and they're standing by ready to offer you the best treatments to provide long-term relief. Breathe better. You don't have to keep suffering from sinus pain. Call Indianapolis Sinus Center today at 317-528-9650 and take the first step toward relief. 317-528-9650. That's 317-528-9650 or go to IndianapolisSinusCenter.com.
Nobody cares for you like family. Family Heating and Air.
Hi, this is Malia with Family Heating and Air, and as a mom myself, I know it's really important to keep the kiddos healthy. Air quality, humidity, those are super big issues on my concern list. If you share any of these concerns, give family a call, 317-577-8077.
Family Heating and Air is your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Shane Company knows fine jewelry. That means a lot when you're looking for a dream engagement ring, a beautiful keepsake, or the perfect gift. Come see us in store and compare our wide selection of diamonds, rubies, and a rainbow of sapphires in different shapes and sizes. Create your dream engagement ring and browse our selection of fine jewelry gifts. From diamond studs, tennis bracelets, birthstone necklaces, and more. With our everyday competitive prices, an unmatched free lifetime warranty, Shane Company knows how to work with your budget, not against it. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
18 years ago, Tom and Sarah Joyner started Joyner Homes in Greenfield, and to date, they've built hundreds of homes across central Indiana. The homes they build are different than the cookie-cutter houses you see today. They build homes that have the character like the homes of yesterday, but have modern features, character-rich features, exposed wood beams, stone fireplaces, custom build-ins, and smart design. Building a new home doesn't have to be a headache. Joyner Homes will build you a truly unique, beautiful home. Visit JoynerHomes.com.
Don't stress about plumbing repairs. Call LD Smith for honest advice and a free second opinion on any estimate.
LD Smith Plumbing.
A dirty, stinking honest.
This hour on 93 WIBC is powered by Absolute Comfort, your American Standard air dealer serving central Indiana.
Hammer and Nigel presents
It depends upon what the meaning of the word is.
Is this anything?
All right, let's rock and roll. Quick question for you, Hammer, before we get started here with This Is Anything. We're broadcasting at the Suburban Indy Home and Outdoor Living Show going on all weekend at Grand Park in Westfield. Beautiful facility, beautiful home show, having a blast. Some people have stopped by our booth here. We are at the Big Sky landscape design and installation booth right smack dab in the middle. And so this couple comes by, listens to the show. The guy was asking you, the gentleman, the husband, was asking you a beer sample Friday. His wife took me aside by the arm and said, Nigel, how's your anal leakage doing? now I've never been asked. I've never been asked that in my life by a doctor, by any random person. Where would they get the idea that I would have a problem with that sort of medical description she was talking about? Where would she get that idea?
Well, when you were out this past week, I may have said it on the air.
Oh, okay. I was wondering. I was wondering where she got that. I was just a nice woman, middle-aged couple. I thought she was, she whispered in my ear, and she seemed very concerned. And that's all I'll say. And I was just kind of curious as to where she would have gotten an idea like that, which is not. I was not having a problem with any sort of leakage from my bum.
First of all, I don't believe that. And second of all, I love when we come up with ridiculous reasons why you're not at work, because throughout the course of the show, when you're out, you'll respond an hour later.
Yeah.
Why are people texting me, asking me about my anal warts?
I believe my mom texted me one time, and all it said was the word. This is my mother texting me the word taint, ? And I just responded with a question mark. I didn't have an answer. Good Lord. All right, let's get on with it.
Is this anything? A man won a Nissan Sentra at the Oklahoma State Fair by staying in the car for 3 days.
Oh.
Outlasting 3 other competitors.
Oh, wow.
But there was controversy because at one point he brought in a cup of human poo to win the competition, trying to stink out the competition.
Yeah.
Here are the contestants and people running the competition, breaking down what happened.
Late night scrolling on Facebook and figured, why not? I'll give it a shot. And
I've raised 2 boys, my husband. I've got it. I'm good.
Anything that is brought to them to eat in the car needs to stay in the car. So if you eat a half a corn dog, then you throw it in the back and that corn dog stays in there.
I have a backpack with me. Same thing. We're not going to let too much out in the open in the first couple hours. Maybe day 3 we'll start getting devious around here.
So that must have been the guy with the human poo there. Look, if I'm in one of those competitions, I'm in some stinky car trying to win, and it's day 3, and one of the competitors pulls out a bag of human waste, then congratulations, it's all yours. That is genius, man. That is an American genius.
You got to go dirty to win the prize. Literally here. Our pal Scott Pollard, friend of the show.
Yeah?
Back when he was a contestant on Survivor, if you remembered his strategy, and this was brilliant, but the people on the island had a hard time building a campfire, so once they got it going, he took water and put it out. Because he knew he was going to be okay. He could survive in the darkness. The other folks couldn't, and he put out their fire. But you know what? You play to win the game.
I know we're running on time. Can we do the last one?
Sure.
Can we go to the last one, Allison?
Sure. A fan has pleaded guilty to falsely reporting that his fantasy football rival planned to blow up Norway.
Jeez.
And the University of Iowa.
What?
He's looking up to 5 years in federal prison and a $250,000 fine.
Good.
Here's Matthew Gabriel's lawyer talking about the threats as a result of fantasy football.
I'm sure he did not think it was going to go this far. The Norwegian police spent over 900 man-hours dispelling this threat. He really is your average Joe. He's very remorseful to the Norwegian government, to the victim in this case, anybody else that may have been hurt. And obviously he's grown up a lot in the last few months, and I think he'll grow up a little more on the 15 months of home confinement too.
He's growing up. Yeah, this is something for sure. I like that the lawyer said, yeah, he's got some growing up to do. He threatened to blow up Norway and the University of Iowa.
Kids being kids.
Yeah, fantasy football. That'll do that to you. It'll make you crazy. And I think this kid is probably – I don't think he understands 15 months home detention. Is that what he said towards the end? Is that what the lawyer said?
Well, there's a pretty hefty fine involved.
Oh, yeah, $250,000. Yeah, I would say probably yes, it's something. And sure, the kid has some growing up to do. I'm going to blow up Norway, I believe, was the threat. And I don't know why I had to throw Iowa in there.
Like, what did Iowa do?
Yeah, what did Norway do? I don't understand how this has any correlation to fantasy football. But you get nuts. People get nutty over fantasy football, man.
But again, why Iowa? You know what? I blame Angel Reese. That's who I blame. It's that no good, rotten Angel Reese. It's the Hammer and Nigel show.
I've been a Window Nation customer for years. My windows still look great. I would not put my name on any company if I didn't have complete trust in them. Kind of like Vicky, Window Nation customer Vicky said, quote, "We couldn't be happier with the product, as well as the installers. Very kind, professional, and clearly very knowledgeable. Extremely respectful of us and our property from start to finish. This was a great experience."
Yeah, the weather's a little crazy right now. It's cool 1 minute. It's hot the next, but we all know the cold weather is right around the corner. So if you're going to get your windows switched out, replaced, now is the time to call Window Nation, the best in the business, because this deal will save you thousands of dollars. Buy 2 windows, get 2 for free, no limit, plus 0 down, 0 interest for 24 months. How about that? Schedule that estimate right now. 866-90-NATION. Just get a free estimate. 866-90-NATION or go to windownation.com. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
Cindy Carrasco has spent a career holding the powerful accountable. As Indiana's Inspector General and Director of the State Ethics Commission, Cindy fought waste, fraud, and abuse wherever she found it. Cindy also combated wrongdoing in state government, which meant standing up and doing the right thing even if it wasn't popular. Now, as our state senator, Cindy Carrasco continues to fight on behalf of all Hoosiers by improving the quality of our children's education, providing tax relief for everyone, and working to make our communities safe by getting law enforcement the resources they need to fight crime, violence, and keep fentanyl away from our families. It's why Cindy has been endorsed by the Indiana Fraternal Order of Police, State Police Alliance, and the Professional Firefighters of Indiana. Because they know that Cindy has their back, and we know she has ours. Vote for more government transparency, better schools, lower taxes, and safer streets. Vote Cindy Carrasco for State Senate.
Paid for by Cindy for Senate.
Hi, this is Zach Ingledow from Ingledow Tree Experts. When it comes to the health and beauty of your trees, trust Ingledow Tree Experts. Our certified arborists ensure your trees are trimmed, removed, and cared for with precision. Fall is the perfect time for tree maintenance. Call now for your free estimate and let us handle the hard work. Give me a call, 317-903-0102, or visit ingledowtreeexperts.com for more information. Ingledow Tree Experts, where your trees come first.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
When you could get some rain, 88 degrees, sunny on the circle. No rain currently inside at the radar. 64, that's your low tonight. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 4:31. You might see some scattered showers and thunderstorms today.
We'll have some more substantial rain chances as we get into Sunday and continuing Monday and into Tuesday.
Joe Neild with the National Weather Service says the state could use at least an inch of rain to help with current drought conditions. The acting man in charge of the Secret Service says changes need to be made with the department after a review of the first attempted assassination of former President Donald Trump in July. Fox's Jared Halpern reports.
Miscommunication with local and state law enforcement, along with a failure to follow through on security challenges of the rally site in Butler, Pennsylvania, allowed a gunman to fire several shots at former President Trump on July 13th.
And I've directed that the Secret Service embark on a significant paradigm shift that will redefine how we conduct protective operations.
Secret Service Acting Director Ronald Rowe says the agency did not give clear guidance or direction to local law enforcement or mitigate line-of-sight concerns of nearby rooftops. Some employees will face disciplinary action. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
House lawmakers recently passed a bill to give presidential candidates the same level of security as a sitting president.
The bill was good. I mean, and it's good to see something with bipartisan support where we think, if you're running for president of the United States, you need the same kind of protection that the president of the United States has.
Republican Jim Jordan talking with Fox Business. He wasn't kidding about the bipartisan support. Everyone who was present for that vote was in favor of the bill. The new green alert system was used for the very first time this week. Veteran Justin Cavett of Indianapolis had been reported missing Monday. By Thursday, he was found safe.
It's really just an example of incredible teamwork by multiple agencies and then the community at large.
State Representative Mitch Gore, who helped create the green alert, he says police and the community pulled off a textbook example of a successful green alert. And stocks closed the week a little bit up, a little bit down. The Dow finishing up by 38 to 42,063. The Nasdaq was down by 65 to 17,948. The S&P 500 also down by 11 to 5,702. You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 4:33.
According to a 2023 Gallup poll, 71% of non-retired adults are worried about retirement saving. At Howard Bailey Financial, we don't believe retiring with confidence should be guesswork. In fact, our mission is to help you gain clarity and purpose and elevate meaning in your life through personal and practical financial strategies. That's why we provide our Retire with Purpose toolkit at no cost. In it, you'll find valuable information on minimizing taxes, maximizing Social Security, and building a retirement income you won't outlive. To receive your complimentary toolkit, text CLARITY to 866-482-9559. Take a step toward a more confident retirement with Howard Bailey Financial and text CLARITY to 866-482-9559.
This endorsement was not provided by a client of Howard Bailey. This individual was compensated for this endorsement. For more information, visit howardbailey.com/TS1.
With traffic at 4:34, what's going on, Matt Bear?
45-minute delay on southbound 69 from State Road 37 down to 82nd Street. Two crashes. The first one that was active is at 82nd Street, and that is blocking the center lane. The secondary crash before 106th Street, that's blocking the right lane, so two crashes to make your way through down to the 465 ramps. This rush hour is bedlam. Looking out the east side, northbound 465 at Fall Creek, that is a breakdown blocking the right lane, jamming us back to I-70. North side, westbound 465 shy of 865 stall, blocking the left lane, stopping us back to Meridian Street, US 31. Crash coming into downtown. This is southbound 65 at MLK, blocking the left lane, jamming us up to 38th Street, Kessler Boulevard. Delay continues from 21st Street to Meridian Penn. Crash Johnson County, southbound 65 between Franklin and Edinburgh. This is blocking the right lane, causing a backup of about 5 miles almost to State State Road 44. Learn more at WIBC Traffic. A crash, injury, and entrapment on Thompson Road to the west of Tincture. Traffic sponsored by Suburban Indy Home and Outdoor Living Show. The Suburban Indy Home and Outdoor Living Show at Grand Park, featuring over 200 exhibitors September 20th through the 22nd. Tickets are only $7 at suburbanindyshows.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. And here's your forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
For your Friday evening forecast, we're looking at a couple clouds around and a slight chance for a rain shower, maybe even a rumble or two. The further northwest you are in the state, the more likely you are to have that. Low temperatures tonight around 66. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Renar Sudis for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the Level on the Go and on WIBC.com.
I'm a fighter. No one can say that I'm a running hider. I was born to be a do or dyer, a make it rider. Don't throw that towel just yet. Don't cash in that last bet, 'cause I hit harder when I'm tired. I'm a fighter.
It's the Hammer and Nigel show. My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer is here. That song you're hearing right now is called Fighter. Hammer, this is the #1 song on iTunes right now. Above Jelly Roll, The Weeknd,
Taylor Swift,
Billie Eilish. This is the #1 song. It's written, performed by a guy named John Kahn. Now, John has an interesting story. He's on the hotline right now. John, not only you have the #1 song on iTunes, but you are the big boss man at Breitbart. You are a COO. You have been there since the early days of Andrew Breitbart. You took over after his passing. This is a fascinating story. John, how are you?
Well, I'm good, but I want to correct for the record, I'm not actually a CEO. My original title was Minister of Culture, which would make more sense with this segment. But I have been with the company since Andrew passed. He was a very, very dear friend of mine. And, you know, I got to say, he's with me in spirit to put out a song like this, and I probably couldn't have done it without him in my life.
With the title that you have, does that still mean you can just go over to Joel Pollak and yell at him?
100%.
Okay,
Did I say CEO? I meant COO, the operations.
Yeah. I happen to love Joel, and I don't want to yell at him.
See, but this guy, but he bosses Alex Marlowe around too, which is quite.
You know what? I don't want to get into the inner workings and dynamics of who's yelling at whom.
Okay, I got it, but it's just a fascinating story, John. Let's talk about the song "Fighter," #1 on iTunes. I just got done watching the video as well. Talk about the song and what inspired you to write it.
Well, I was, as you guys know, I'm in the news cycle every day, and I'm in the trenches at Breitbart. And you know, I was just on my couch and I was watching President Trump after that bogus New York trial and the bogus conviction, and I watched him walk up to the microphones with such conviction, and I started shaking my head, and I thought, this guy is such a fighter. I mean, that was the word that came to my mind, and I sauntered over to the piano, and I'm not a good piano player, and I just started hitting a few chords, came up with a few lyrics, took that idea to Nashville, where I was writing for the first time with an amazing writer named Chris Wallen, who's written for Kenny Chesney and Trace Atkins and Garth Brooks, and we sat in a room, we batted it around, the song was done in about 90 minutes.
And how long does it take from you walking into a studio with an idea, right? And again, with no disrespect, but you're not Kenny Chesney, right? But you walking into a studio with an idea, and then next thing you know, it's #1. Like, it feels like it's been an overnight thing, but I know there's probably more to that.
Well, I'm recovering from the fact that I'm not Kenny Chesney, but let me address the question. I think that, look, I mean, Chris and I, we had a goal with the song, and that was to really do a musical character study of this man who's had more thrown at him than anybody could possibly have thrown at them in their lifetimes. And, you know, we wrote the song, and the way it works is you write the song, you record it on your iPhones, you listen back. You know, I flew back to L.A., Chris and I honed in on the lyrics, And then we decided, that we wanted to actually record the song. We thought it was strong enough. We felt good about it. And Chris produced the song in Nashville, sent me the track. I sang a vocal here in L.A. That was actually my first take on the vocal. That was actually my scratch vocal.
Wow. Nice.
And, sometimes that happens because you're not thinking that's the one that's going to be permanent. So you're a little more relaxed when you sing it. And that's the one we kept on the recording.
And I'm fascinated with the concept of fighter, because that's something Nigel and I talk about all the time. I think the reason Donald Trump resonates with so many people, even people who don't normally vote, they vote for Donald Trump because this was somebody that was willing to fight back for them. He's the Republican candidate that gives it back to the people that have been calling you names for a number of years. And let's be honest, that's not been a Republican strong suit for a while, fighting back. Donald Trump did that, and I think that's why he resonates with so many people.
100%. And I think that the song is, as we, continue to develop the song, it occurred to me that the song is not only for him, but for all the people fighting alongside him. Because, I'm from L.A., so imagine how my ideology goes over.
Sure.
And so, we're fighting the media, we're fighting big tech, and we're fighting, corporations. I mean, there isn't a force that isn't against what it is that we believe in, that just doesn't want our ideas heard. So it's a song that I hope is universal, and I think it can even apply to people. As you guys noticed, I'm sure he's not mentioned in the song, despite being the inspiration and every lyric being about him. It's hopefully a song that reaches a wider audience, and that we all have our daily fights. Yeah. We all have things. We're battling sickness. We're battling stuff at work. Whatever, battling financial problems. Whatever it is. This is a song just saying, using President Trump as the archetype to just get up, get on your feet, and keep swinging, because life's not easy for anybody, let alone
it's not. And the first time I heard the song just a couple of days ago when it was sent to me, and I started to tear up a little bit just listening to it, because I've got my own stuff going on in parts of my family right now. It really resonated with me. So this is bigger. This is bigger than.
That's amazing.
This is bigger than Donald Trump, and I know. So your background. Okay, so you took over as COO, the operations officer for Breitbart, shortly after Andrew passed away. But your background in L.A. was in music, correct?
Well, it actually originated in film. I was a writer-director for many years. I taught myself how to play music at kind of a late age, like around 24, 25, and ended up having a little bit of a knack for it. And how I really got started at Breitbart was I wrote a song called American Heart, and it kind of became a little bit of an anthem in the conservative movement. And Andrew said, "Hey, you want to go play your song at a tea party?" I said, "Not using my real name, and I'm wearing a hat and sunglasses." I mean, that's how it all started, because I didn't want to lose work in L.A. And I said, "By the way, what's a tea party?" He goes, "I don't know." It was like one of the first ones. So
that's incredible.
He ended up going on a circuit, that whole year, that tea party year. And he would speak and introduce me. I'd sing the song. We'd go to the next city. And he was a very, very dear friend of mine. And when he passed, Larry and Steve Bannon at the time said, "Listen, Andrew always wanted you to be part of the company, but he didn't know really how to make that happen because you were in the world of the arts." And I said, "Well, let me just dive in and see what I can do." And 12, 13 years later, here I am.
Yeah, and John, the song Fighter is #1 on iTunes, and I'm assuming there are publications like Rolling Stone and USA Today knocking down your door trying to find you, trying to get an interview with you right now. Is that right?
I'm just going to tell them I'm Kenny Chesney.
That's it. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
So I've got that all mapped out.
Hey, at what point did you realize, oh my God, this song is really resonating with people? I think we got something here.
Well, we just released it on Wednesday, and I was looking at the reaction. It started to go pretty viral, and I was just so grateful that people were responding to it. And then I woke up this morning and President Trump had put it on Truth Social and Instagram, and now it's just sort of doing its thing, and it's kind of surreal, to be honest.
You say that so nonchalant. Yeah, the former president, the presidential frontrunner, just shared it like it happens every day to everybody.
I think that's because I'm still in the it's hard to fathom mode.
So John Kahn, writer, performer of the song Fighter, #1 on iTunes. I'm assuming you can find it on iTunes. Anywhere else you want to promote that you can find it?
You can find it on all the streamers. My Instagram has the video, and that's John Kahn Music, and it's JONKAHN Music on Instagram, and it's on Breitbart in the articles and all that.
John, congratulations on the success of the song. We love it. And we'll end a little bit of this interview with the song Fighter, available now, #1 on iTunes. That is John Kahn. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend, John. It's been a pleasure.
You too. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
I'm a fighter. No one could say that I'm a running hider.
Mark Dietl is the only real estate expert I trust with the sale of my home. And it was the same for Dee and Andrew in Noblesville. Here's what they had to say. We were done with the rat race and ready to live the dream of buying a camper and traveling west. We needed top cash from our home to make our dream work. Thankfully, we hired Mark Dietl, who delivered big time. Our home sold for our asking price in 4 days on the market.
Mark Dietl is the only real estate agent that we trust and recommend here on the Hammer and Nigel show. And it's because of the guarantee. The guarantee is a game changer. Mark Dietl guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed upon price and deadline, or he will buy it. You pick your move date, no long-term contracts. You can cancel at any time. Call Mark Dietl today, 317-755-4232, or go to markdietl.com. That's Mark, D-I-E-T-E-L, markdietl.com.
You expect your home to protect everything you love, but you don't expect the ways water is breaking down your foundation and damaging your home. Cracks in walls and uneven floors are just a few signs your foundation is compromised. But there's one way to get answers to all your concerns. A free home inspection from Indiana Foundation Service. We put water back in its place. Get your free inspection at indianafoundation.com.
Earn, save, grow. It's time your money works harder and goes further with a Stockyards Bank and Trust CD. For a limited time, earn 5.15 annual percentage yield with our 5-month CD special. Proudly serving our communities since 1904. Visit any of our 5 Indianapolis area locations or syb.com/IndyCD today and experience the Stockyards Bank difference. $10,000 minimum balance required. Limited time offer. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Are you tired of high cable TV rates? Sign up for Dish today and get a $500 bonus offer while supplies last. Plus, lock in your price for 2 years guaranteed. Call All American Dish, your Dish authorized retailer now.
800-296-1251. 800-296-1251. That's 800-296-1251. Offers require credit qualification, 24-month commitment, early termination fee, and e-auto pay. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
Sebastian Maniscalco.
Now, is this a family? Is this your mother? Where is she? Is she in the crowd? The mom's up there. What kind of family is this? I'm sorry.
It Ain't Right Tour 2025.
The poor mother is in the balcony, and the kids are down here with the father and his gumad. If this was the 80s, the kids would have been up there, and the parents would have been down here.
Sebastian Maniscalco, live on stage in Indianapolis. Gainbridge Fieldhouse, February 16th. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com.
Indiana adventure is near. Come to Grant County this year.
Celebrate a fun 50s weekend in Grant County, Indiana, September 26th through 29th. Cruise over to the Ducktail Run in Gas City and the James Dean Run in Fairmount, two of the Midwest's coolest classic car shows. Honor the era of hot cars and cool cats and celebrate where cool was born. Get details at showmegrantcounty.com. Grant County, Indiana, classic cool.
Indiana adventure is near. Come to Grant County this year.
Have you lost Indiana Medicaid? At healthcare.gov, you can find a low-cost, quality health plan.
Do plans cover doctor visits?
What about emergency care?
And prescriptions?
All covered and more. Plus, with the new law, 4 out of 5 customers can find a plan for $10 or less per month with financial help. Healthcare.gov is here for you. Enroll today for coverage starting the 1st of next month. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Chris Wedekin here, owner of Absolute Comfort. Go to AbsoluteComfort.org to lower your monthly bills.
Savings on heating and cooling at Absolute Comfort, your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
The Suburban Indy Home and Outdoor Living Show at Grand Park.
Featuring over 200 home improvement exhibitors.
September 20th through 22nd.
Tickets are only $7 at suburbanindyshows.com.
Addiction. It's hard on those who struggle with it, but those who love the addict need support too. Matt Baer and Ryan Hedrick provide help and hope with Supporting Sobriety. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts and on WIBC.com.
Friday night football tonight. A lot of people heading out to dinners and dates. Matt Baer, let's get them where they need to be.
Might as well join the circus. Looking at southbound 69, stop traffic, State Road 37 down to 82nd Street. The first crash is cleared after 106th Street. The second crash very much active at 82nd Street. That's blocking the center lane. This is a 49-minute wait from the back of the line. East side Lawrence, northbound 465 at Fall Creek. It is a stall blocking the right lane, causing stop-and-go traffic back to I-70. Inbound 65, crash before MLK, blocking the left lane, stop-and-go traffic back to 38th Kessler Boulevard. North side, westbound 465, a stall between Michigan Road and 865, blocking the left lane, causing stop traffic back to Meridian 31 for a 39-minute delay. Eastbound 70, jam, Tibbs Avenue to the south, split, crash clear Johnson County. Southbound 65 between State Road 44 and State Road 252. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. There's still time to get a patio this season. Get on the books now for a patio this fall. Indy Decorative Concrete, the patio experts, changing the way Indy thinks about concrete. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
It's 89 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. It's the Hammer and Nigel show live at the Suburban Indy Home and Outdoor Living Show.
Hello.
Stop by Grand Park and see us. We're in the big event center. We're at the Big Sky area. Look for the big WIBC flag, the Big Sky area, and that's where we're at.
I just had some guy run past me and go, "Screw Rob Kendall," which warmed my heart, actually.
Yes, of course. You watching Bears Colts this weekend?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm not expecting much, but I'm get my fingers crossed. I won on your bet last night, by the way.
Yes,
your recommendation.
Boom! We hit the under in that gross Thursday night game last night. All of our NFL picks and a big weekend of college games. Some of our picks for that, the Degenerates Next Door podcast. If you go to the WIBC website, go to the shows tab, scroll all the way down. Once you get toward the bottom, you'll see Supporting Sobriety, and then right under that, the Degenerates Next Door.
Of course.
Anywhere you get podcasts too, whether it's Apple, iTunes, subscribe. It's a good time. And the Fever, their playoffs are set. So Fever in the playoffs, and the way the WNBA playoffs work, it's kind of odd. So the first 2 games of a 3-game series, the home team has the better record. But let's say the Fever split in the first 2 at Connecticut. Yeah. That's who they play. That means the team that's the lower seed with the worst record has the deciding game on their home court. So if the Fever can get a split in Connecticut,
come on,
win one of the first 2, that means a deciding game would be back here at Gamebridge sometime next week. So that's good news. All right, do not go anywhere. Coming up next, I believe we're going to have serious conversation about Kamala Harris.
No, there's no such thing.
I'm not sure if you guys are aware of this. She's not good at speaking. We'll highlight that next.
My man Spencer and his crew still have the Made in the USA sale going on at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. Those guys just delivered some beautiful patio furniture, and my wife and I and the kids have been using it all summer long. They've got Lazy Boy starting at $399. Queen mattresses starting at $399. Sofas, $499. Interest-free financing available. And did I mention free delivery? Plus a low price guarantee on Tempur-Pedic mattresses. Again, another acquisition I made from Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. We love our Tempur-Pedic mattress.
Thompson Furniture and Mattress down in Columbus. These guys are the best. They still have free delivery and setup if you live within 75 miles of their store. So when everybody else is raising prices, they still offer free delivery and setup. Owned and operated by the same family for a long time. ThompsonFurniture.net in Columbus. They support what we do here at Hammer and Nigel. Take care of these guys. Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
After college, Mike Braun could have gone anywhere. He chose to move back to his hometown of Jasper, Indiana. There, he started a small business, kept his head down, worked hard, and turned his small business into a national company, employing thousands of Hoosiers. He'll use that same determination for us. Lead the charge on lowering the price of gas, groceries, energy. Take on the big healthcare companies to increase healthcare access and lower costs. And Mike will improve education across our state by increasing school choice. Mike will make our streets safer, back the blue, and stop illegal immigration if the federal government won't. Because Braun believes every Hoosier should be safe and secure in their community. As governor, Braun will continue working for Hoosiers. Because when you're Mike, working hard is just what you do. Mike Braun, governor. Paid for by Mike Braun for Indiana.
High five! Up top! Heck yeah!
Dave's company just got the first ever 5-year price lock guarantee from Comcast Business.
Yeah, 5 years!
It's 5 years of gig speed internet.
High five for gig speed.
5 years of advanced security.
Security win.
And 5 years of a great rate that won't change.
Our rate ain't changing.
All from the company with 99.9% network reliability.
There it is.
He hasn't given this many high fives since Deborah brought in her famous banana bread.
Woohoo!
Now he's got savings.
I'm so excited.
Yep, Dave's feeling it. But it's only for a limited time, so don't wait. Switch today and ask how to get the first ever 5-year price lock guarantee from Comcast Business. Powering 5 years of savings. Powering possibilities. Comcast Business.
And it's hurting, but I am not stopping.
Ends 9/22/24. Guaranteed rate applies to monthly service charge for new customers on qualifying internet bundle, excluding taxes and fees. Other restrictions apply.
Sweet chocolate reward. Sweet chocolate reward.
This is not just the sound of someone picking up a sweet treat at Walgreens. This is the sound of someone picking up a sweet treat right after receiving all their vaccines in one trip. This is the sound of treating yourself, because you protected yourself.
Stop by or schedule both your flu and COVID-19 vaccines today and grab yourself a sweet treat while you're at it. Vaccine subject to availability. State, age, and health-related restrictions may apply.
Activate your passion to become more environmentally friendly and help save our planet, all while getting rid of your electronic waste year-round. Technology Recyclers provide secure, safe data destruction, backed by R2, NAID, and RIO certification. A promise to remain landfill-free and free e-waste pickup for your business. Join Technology Recyclers' purpose-driven mission to be the official sponsors of tomorrow by calling 1-800-237-3887 or visit tech-recyclers.com.
Your local news coming up after Fox News Radio from the Technology Recycler Studios. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 5 o'clock.
Calling for a paradigm shift. I'm Tom Graham, Fox News. The Secret Service claims they're making changes following the first assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump in Butler, Pennsylvania.
Since July 13th, we have been securing successfully outdoor events. And what you're seeing is an increased use of assets.
Acting Secret Service Director Ronald Rowe releasing a report today detailing law enforcement failures.
Director Rowe was candid, and he came out and said after 2+ months since July 13th, the Secret Service is now in the disciplinary phase, meaning some people are going to get punished here. Last month, 5 Secret Service employees were placed on administrative desk duty following the shooting in Butler, Pennsylvania. The service has been working on that internal report for 2 months. It's almost complete, but the summary has several highlights. The first says a consistent theme gathered from state and local law enforcement personnel who helped secure the Butler rally was the presence of communications deficiencies. The report continues. There was a lack of detailed knowledge by Secret Service personnel regarding the state or local law enforcement presence that would be present in and around the AGR complex.
Fox's David Spunt in Washington. 45 days till the election. The Georgia State Elections Board ruling that ballots will not be counted by machines.
All ballots will be hand counted at each polling location in Georgia. That 3-2 ruling from the State Election Board that's taking up a host of other potential rule changes, following a public input session from people both for and against the change.
It's critical to the people feeling that it's transparent.
Now is not the time for election officials to be learning and planning training on new rules and procedures.
Critics of Georgia's ballot rule change say it could cause significant delays in vote counting. Supporters say the ballot hand count will protect the integrity of a free and fair election. Jeff Manasso, Fox News.
Georgia, one of several key swing states. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
How much some rain would even help. 88 degrees, mostly sunny at the Circle. A check of the radar comes up clear of any issues. 64, that's your low tonight. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 5:02. Dry weather is what's caused these drought conditions in the state this month. Rain, though, is still possible today.
We have some chances this afternoon, this evening for some isolated showers and thunderstorms. Again, mainly afternoon, evening hours.
Joe Neild with the National Weather Service says there could be some heavy rain in central Indiana for a bit. That's likely going to just be an exception. He thinks there's a better chance for rain later in the weekend, looking at Sunday for that. The Marion County Sheriff's Office says a male inmate attacked a female deputy around 3 p.m. Thursday at the Adult Detention Center when she was helping direct other inmates back to their cells. Sasha Nixon reports.
Apparently, that inmate was not following directions, so he got into an argument with officers. As a result, the deputy used her pepper spray, and the inmate then punched her multiple times, knocked her to the ground, and more. In a statement, the sheriff's office noted, this incident highlights the very real dangers that our correctional staff face every day. The bravery and quick actions of our deputies prevented a dangerous situation from worsening. Sasha Nixon, 93, WIBC Mobile News.
The new Green Alert system was used for the very first time this week because veteran Justin Cavett of Indianapolis was reported missing Monday. Thursday, he was found safe.
It's really just an example of incredible teamwork by multiple agencies and then the community at large.
State Representative Mitch Gore, who helped create the Green Alert, he says police and the community were able to pull off exactly how that alert is supposed to function once it's issued. The Indiana Fever know who their opponent's going to be in the first round of the WNBA playoffs. They're looking at the Connecticut Sun.
They're going to be tough. I mean, they know what it takes to play and to win in the playoffs. But we're not the team that we were early, and we've been able to just keep getting better.
Fever head coach Christy Sides, that was after they lost their final game of the regular season against the Washington Mystics last night. Game 1 against the Sun this Sunday afternoon. It's at 3 o'clock. You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 5:04.
Cindy Carrasco has spent a career holding the powerful accountable. As Indiana's Inspector General and Director of the State Ethics Commission, Cindy fought waste, fraud, and abuse wherever she found it. Cindy also combated wrongdoing in state government, which meant standing up and doing the right thing even if it wasn't popular. Now, as our state senator, Cindy Carrasco continues to fight on behalf of all Hoosiers by improving the quality of our children's education, providing tax relief for everyone, and working to make our communities safe by getting law enforcement the resources they need to fight crime, violence, and keep fentanyl away from our families. It's why Cindy has been endorsed by the Indiana Fraternal Order of Police, State Police Alliance, and the Professional Firefighters of Indiana. Because they know that Cindy has their back, and we know she has ours. Vote for more government transparency, better schools, lower taxes, and safer streets. Vote Cindy Carrasco for State Senate.
Paid for by Cindy for Senate.
The traffic in the 5s at 5:05. What's going on, Matt Bear?
Harrison, the crash is cleared on southbound 69. The traffic is not still jammed from 116th Street past 96th Street. The front of the line is clearing out nicely. Looking at the northeast side, Lawrence, a stalled northbound 465 at Fall Creek, blocking the right lane. Stop-and-go traffic back to I-70. Approaching downtown, crash southbound 65 shy of MLK. This is blocking the left lane, causing stop-and-go traffic back to 38th Kessler Boulevard. Eastbound 70, stop-and-go before Belmont into the south split. Northbound 465, stop-and-go traffic from 86th Street up to 865. Crash clear. Johnson County, southbound 65 between State Road 44 Franklin and State Road 252 Edinburgh. Traffic is almost cleared out as well. Crash at 38th at Guyan Road. This is a crash south side. Keystone Avenue at Raymond. One on the west side, Sam Jones at Lyndhurst, and a crash on the north side, Keystone Avenue at Woodfield Crossing Boulevard. Traffic sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Looking for a career path with flexibility and great pay and benefits? Go to progressive.com/careers and apply online today. That's progressive.com/careers. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. And here's your forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
For your Friday evening forecast, we're looking at a couple clouds around and a slight chance for a rain shower, maybe even a rumble or two. The further northwest you are in the state, the more likely you are to have that. Low temperatures tonight around 66. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Renar Sutis for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the Level on the Go and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock it!
My name is Nigel. That's Jason Hammer sitting right next to me live at the Suburban Indy Home and Outdoor Living Show Grand Park facility in Westfield. They, the folks from Big Sky, the landscape design and installation landscaping company, let us kind of take over their little booth here, right smack dab in the middle of this event. Hammer, to the right of us, there's a giant soccer/football field. To the left of us, there is a giant soccer/football field, and we are right in the middle. This place is gigantic.
Our friends at Big Sky that are here, I'm looking at their pamphlet. I want everything that they offer. Now, I might not be able to pay for it all right now, but from pergolas.
Dude, the pergolas, you're going to make my wife have. I can't say what she would do if she got a new pergola. I can't even describe
Landscape master plans, and as I said earlier, I'm trying to get a new deck rebuilt that's also like a big sunroom with a hot tub in it. And I asked them, "Can you do that?" And they just looked at me. Oh yeah, oh yeah, we can make that happen. That's what we're here for. And man, if you need windows, if you need anything, all the booths are here. Plus, the game show area in the back has been rocking and rolling. Have you seen those guys back there?
Yeah, it's like a live, it's called the Game Show Battle Room. So if you ever wanted to be on like a TV game show, it's your chance to compete for like prizes and cash. And it's like you get up on stage. It's like a real live Jeopardy Wheel of Fortune type style.
I think there's some Name That Tune I heard back there,
yes,
which I'm a ringer at again.
Oh, yeah, and there's lots of beer samples and stuff like that. They've got a beer tasting, wine tasting, spirit tasting booth back here. So this is going on all week in a Grand Park in Westfield. I've never been in this facility. I've been outdoors for soccer games and baseball games. But, man, this thing is humongous.
My son brought this to my attention earlier. This was the place that Trump had a rally in 2016, I believe.
Oh, was it really?
Because remember,
did you go?
Yeah, 2016. Trump was trying to win Indiana back because even though it's a Republican state, it went for Obama.
Yeah.
So, this was the place, man, and it's beautiful in here. It's happening all weekend. Get your tickets online. You'll save $3, or you can also buy tickets at the door. So last night, Oprah Winfrey.
Oh, I love her. She's my favorite.
Oprah did this town hall with Kamala Harris, and this is how I know it was a disaster. The look on Oprah's face, the look of just disappointment as Oprah was listening to all of this word salad being uttered by Kamala spoke volumes. So we're going to play you some audio here. Now, I've labeled this clip Kamala Nonsense number 1. Listen to this clip here and tell me if any substance at all came from this. Allison?
We love our country. I love our country. I know we all do. That's why everybody's here right now. We love our country.
Uh-huh.
We take pride in the privilege of being American.
Sure.
And this is a moment where we can and must come together as Americans, understanding we have so much more in common than what separates us. Let's come together with the character that we are so proud of about who we are, which is we are an optimistic people. We are an optimistic people. Americans, by character, are people who have dreams and ambitions and aspirations. We believe in what is possible. We believe in what can be. And we believe in fighting for that. That's how we came into being.
Okay. So tell us more about how great a job you did at the border. I don't know what you just said. That was like a word gumbo, not a salad.
That's great, Kamala. Could you please tell us more about your economic plan and how you plan to fix the grocery prices and inflation? It was like this all night.
I can't listen to this.
Yes, you can. And I'm going to make you. If I have to tape your eyelids open and open up your ears so you listen, if I have to listen to this, you have to listen to this. Here's a little bit more from Kamala Harris giving you the answers to the questions that we all need.
Because the people before us understood that one of the greatest expressions for the love of our country, one of the greatest expressions of patriotism, is to fight for the ideals of who we are, which includes freedom to make decisions about your own body, freedom to be safe from gun violence, freedom to have access to the ballot box, freedom to be who you are and just be, to love who you love openly and with pride, freedom to just be.
It's all about feelings and emotions and how you feel.
Freedom to just be. I forgot that it was illegal to be. My apologies to all those inmates that are listening online right now at the Michigan City Federal Prison that were convicted of being.
Oh.
So
Freedom
ridiculous.
To be.
And you see Oprah, and you know Oprah is just thinking, I should have ran myself. Like she's looking at Kamala, and she's thinking, I should have ran myself. Listen here, because Oprah is trying to push this bull crap that she was once an independent.
I just want to say, for all of you watching who are still on the fence, you're in the middle, you're independent as I am.
First of all, full stop, right? I hate saying that, full stop, it's cliche. But Oprah's not an independent. She spoke at the DNC a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
You don't speak at the DNC if you're independent.
It was that whole night was just nothing but platitudes. There was no policy. There was no answering. I think she, at one point she said, she gave the old, the children of the community are the children of the community. I think that was uttered last night. If it wasn't, then it should have been.
Which is a throwback to Thornton Mellon in the movie Back to School. The Great Gatsby, well, he was great. Here's a little bit more from Oprah. Now, when I play this clip for you, when Allison plays this clip for you, I want you to keep remembering who's currently in office and who has not been in office for nearly 4 years.
Okay.
This is the moment for all decent people, all caring people who want the best for yourself and you want the best for other people. This is the moment for people who are tired of all of the bickering and all of the name calling, people who are exhausted by the craziness and the made-up stories and the conspiracies. This is the moment. You want to get on with your life because you know that we can do better and that we deserve better. You know this. I know you know this. I know you feel this. I know this is what you're saying amongst yourselves. No. It's in all the conversations that we're having, that you're having. And we're better than this. We're better.
She's in office.
And we want to create a world where our children will be safe in school again. And as my friend and mentor Maya Angelou always said, when you know better, you got to do better. Thank you. So let's do better and vote for Kamala Harris.
She's in office right now, Nigel.
My favorite thing is when they try to talk about illegal immigration and Kamala brings up the fact that Donald Trump killed the bill that would have solved illegal immigration. He wasn't in office when that happened. He didn't have anything to do with the people that voted against that bill, which really didn't do anything and would have allowed up to 5,000 illegal immigrants a day to come through.
It gave amnesty to the illegals. I'm glad it got killed.
But she blames Donald Trump for doing that. He wasn't in power. He wasn't in power. And all the things that Oprah was talking about right there, everything, all the bickering, all the name calling, that's a result of the past 4 years.
If you're having these conversations like Oprah claims we're having, keep in mind who is currently in power. Now, speaking of Kamala, we have an update that kind of involves her. So, South Carolina House Representative, in-your-face Nancy Mace.
Love her.
One of our favorites. She chose violence today. And let me explain what I mean.
Whoa.
So a couple weeks ago, she was on this panel on CNN, and one of their guests was this professor of African-American studies at Vanderbilt, Michael Eric Dyson. He goes on CNN all the time. They got into this little back and forth about the way Nancy Mace says the name of Kamala Harris.
This whole thing.
So the professor here basically calls Nancy Mace a racist because of the way she says things.
For
Here,
God's sake.
Before we give you the update, let's go back a couple weeks. Take a listen.
Kamala's.
You had it right. You almost got it.
I will say Kamala's name any way that I want to.
No,
but
you mispronounced her and you also misjudged her.
I just did it.
But when you disrespect Kamala Harris by saying you will call her whatever you want, I know you don't intend it to be that way. That's the history and legacy of white disregard for the humanity of black people.
So now you're calling me racist.
I didn't say. I just said you weren't a racist.
That is complete.
No, you don't have to intend racism to accomplish
you are intending. You know what's disgusting to women is her disrespect of women. She doesn't know what a woman is, and if 25 years ago,
white women don't have the ability to tell black women who paid the price of blood to make this country what it is to tell them they're not real women.
25 years ago.
They care for your babies.
25 years ago, I became the first woman to graduate from the Citadel, the Military College of South Carolina. I fought my way through it.
So pronounce her name right.
Sweat, and tears.
So pronounce her name right.
Kamala Harris.
Okay, Allison, you can stop it right there.
Such a ridiculous argument all the way around. And I see Nancy Mace's point, too. But, what are they trying to go after her? Of course they're calling her a racist.
Here's the update. And again, this is why I say in-your-face Nancy Mace chose violence. Earlier on the official record of the United States House of Representatives, Nancy Mace talked about some of the direct messages that Michael Eric Dyson had been sending her. He was sliding in her DMs.
The guy that she was just arguing with?
The guy that called her a racist was sliding in her DMs.
No.
And Nancy Mace publicly talked about it on the House floor.
I would like to also enter into the record a screenshot of a text message I received from the esteemed professor from Vanderbilt, Michael Eric Dyson, after my CNN interview, begged me for photos. In this text, he says, after calling me a racist on CNN, shh, don't tell anybody, we look good together, and sent me a kissy emoji.
Without
objection. The guy says I'm gorgeous in all these photos. I don't think he's that bent out of shape on how anyone pronounces Kamala, and if we're going to have that standard, you got to hold it to both sides, not just one or the other.
In your face, Nancy Mace. Hey, real quick before we hit traffic with Matt Baer.
Wow.
Can I have a moment of personal privilege?
Of course, please.
Tomorrow, I am going to be the guy introducing the bands in Beech Grove. There's a big charity event called Music on Main.
Cool.
So on Main Street in Beech Grove, all throughout the day, they're going to have local bands. There's like a Taylor Swift cover band. There's like a rock band. A little something for everybody. All different types of bands. I'm going to be introducing the bands and then going into O'Gara's and drinking a little bit. So if you want to come by and hang out with me and all of the folks from Beech Grove, because that's like the townie headquarters right there. Like, it's the bar that Bruce Springsteen would sing Glory Days about.
Okay.
I'll be there,
right on,
hanging out, having a good time. Stop by, hang out, and let's have a good time. All right, Matt Baer, what's up?
East Side, a crash northbound 465 between 70 and Penn Pike. I see a lot of action on the right shoulder right now, and this is causing traffic to come down to a major slow. Looking at inbound 69, all the crashes clear, but we are still stop and go right now from 116th Street past 96. Inbound 65 crash clear. Thanks for the tip on that. Crash clear before MLK stop and go traffic. MLK to Meridian Penn. Eastbound 70 stop and go from Belmont to Meridian, Illinois. And then on the south side, northbound 465 stop and go traffic from Man Road up to I-70. Crash at 38th at Guy and crash south side, South Keystone Avenue, Raymond. Traffic sponsored by Grand Appliance. Shop Grand Appliance for expert advice. Thousands of in-stock appliance options, fast delivery, and professional installation. Learn more at grandappliance.com or your local Grand Appliance showroom. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Just had a guy come by and was like, man, Hammer and Nigel, I love the show. You guys are awesome. And I love that betting show you do. Thank God somebody yells at Rob Kendall.
There's been a considerable amount of Rob Kendall hate here at the show we're at today.
He's the Razor Ramon of WIBC, right? Old wrestling fans will understand. Say hello to the bad guy. 5:22 right now at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. It's 89. We're going to play a fun round of Are You Okay With This? Next.
Consumer warning. Stay away from stablecoin Tether. Tether is a cryptocurrency company with a so-called stablecoin called USDT. It's supposed to be backed one for one by the US dollar. But Tether's murky past exposes Americans to outsized risk, shady practices, false claims, legal entanglements, deliberate lack of transparency. The United Nations called Tether the preferred choice for regional cyber fraud operations and money launderers. Tether has never published an independent audit of its finances and operations. Financial rating company S&P gave Tether a high-risk rating, a major red flag. Warning: owning a stablecoin that isn't independently audited comes with enormous risk. Where there's smoke, there's fire. Steer clear of stablecoin Tether. Visit tetherwarning.com to learn more. Paid for by Consumers Research.
Whether it's the good food or the friendly mood, you can count on Indiana to never lose when it comes to tailgating. And we want to see you at every game. That's why Hubler's got you covered with the best warranty around. So kick off the season in a Hubler quality pre-owned vehicle. Choose from over 2,000 Chevys, Fords, GMCs, Buicks, Nissans, Acuras, Mazdas, Hondas, and many more. All makes and models. Certified. Luxury. Even the hard-to-find ones. Every Hubler Q-certified vehicle is covered by a 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty and includes a 128-point vehicle inspection, plus a free Carfax history report. Keep the tradition alive, knowing Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles.
Hubler's got you covered.
Visit drivehubler.com or any of our 12 locations.
Cover me!
Warranty on select models less than 9 years old.
Nobody cares for you like family. Family Heating and Air.
Hey, this is Malia. We often get asked when is the best time to buy, and the answer is today, not tomorrow. With rising utility costs, rising product costs, and missed opportunity costs, which you could be saving with a high-efficiency system. Give us a call today to schedule your free in-depth estimate, 317-577-8077.
Family Heating and Air is your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Your home is your sanctuary. Get the peace of mind you deserve with a free estimate on a Generac automatic standby generator for your home from Generator Supercenter, the nation's #1 Generac generator dealer. With expert installation and 24-hour monitoring, Generator Supercenter won't leave you in the dark. Financing is available. Take control of your power today with Generator Supercenter. Call 317-827-0808. Generator Supercenter of Indianapolis, 317-827-0808.
Sweet chocolate reward. Sweet chocolate reward.
This is not just the sound of someone picking up a sweet treat at Walgreens. This is the sound of someone picking up a sweet treat right after receiving all their vaccines in one trip. This is the sound of treating yourself, because you protected yourself.
Stop by or schedule both your flu and COVID-19 vaccines today and grab yourself a sweet treat while you're at it. Vaccine subject to availability. State, age, and health-related restrictions may apply.
Hi, it's Bob with Royal Spa. Simply said, Royal Spa hot tubs are simply better. Custom engineered to last a lifetime and cost less to operate. That's simply better. Our water has 24-hour circulation, filtration, aeration, and purification. That's simply better water. Natural minerals to enhance water quality and safe to use with Epsom salts. That's simply better relaxation. Simply said, Royal Spa hot tubs are simply better.
Royal Spa.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
This hour on 93 WIBC is powered by Absolute Comfort, your American Standard air dealer serving Central Indiana.
Are you really okay with this?
Are you okay? Everything's gonna be okay.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I'm pretty far from okay.
Are you okay with this? On the Hammer and Nigel show.
Hammer, Michael Jackson's Thriller video has reached a milestone, surpassed 1 billion views on YouTube. Did you know the original working version of the song was called Starlight? Did you know this?
Starlight.
It wasn't Thriller, it was Starlight. Here's part of the unreleased demo. Allison.
We need some starlight, starlight, sun. There ain't no secret to make it all again. We need starlight, starlight, sun. I need the bright side. Give me starlight,
I don't think it's that big of a deal.
This has been taken off YouTube, by the way. Are you okay with this?
Yeah, I'm all right with it. I think Thriller is better. Thriller makes sense, but I'm not mad at that. Plus, the whole time, in my mind, I visualize Poindexter from Revenge of the Nerds dancing at the party where the Moos have showed up and they broke out the Wonder Joints. So, no, it's not the worst thing that I've ever heard, no. Which brings us to great moments in Michael Jackson history. There's a lot of people who feel like Michael Jackson's song Black or White, was ripped off of John Cougar Mellencamp.
Really?
Take a listen. I hear it.
Wow.
Hurt so good, right?
Okay. I'll listen to an argument about that.
And as the resident alternative rock expert of Central Indy, Nigel,
all right,
just like Tony Katz tries to give JMV that nickname of the voice of sports in Indiana that nobody calls him, I'm going to give you the name of the voice of alternative music in Indiana.
Nobody calls me that.
Nobody's going to call you.
Yeah.
Here is Chris Cornell doing a cover of Billie Jean.
People always told me, be careful what you do. Don't go around breaking young girls' hearts.
I like it. Yeah. Yeah, I do. I dig it.
Be careful who you love.
It's going to have that voice.
Soul man. Before the lie becomes the truth.
Yep. I'm okay with that for sure.
That's pretty solid. All right, coming up next, Representative Jim Banks will join us live from the swamp, live in D.C. He had a big vote earlier today. We'll talk to him coming up right after we check the news. What's going on?
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
It may not help very much. Partly cloudy, about 89 degrees in downtown Indianapolis. There's no rain on your radar, low of 64 tonight. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 5:30. You might see some scattered showers and thunderstorms today.
We'll have some more substantial rain chances as we get into Sunday and continuing Monday and into Tuesday.
Joe Neild with the National Weather Service out of Indianapolis says the state could use at least an inch of rain to help out with these drought conditions you've been dealing with over the last month. Vice President Kamala Harris spoke about abortion access while visiting Atlanta today.
This election right here is a fight for the future. It is a fight for the future, and it is a fight for freedom.
The Biden-Harris administration has been clear on their stance against abortion bans. It doesn't look like that's going to be any different for the Harris and Walz campaign. The Marion County Sheriff's Office says they're looking into the attack of a female deputy over at the Adult Detention Center yesterday. Sasha Nixon reports.
Police say a male inmate attacked the deputy around 3 p.m. when she was helping direct the inmates back to their cells. Apparently, that inmate was not following directions, so he got into an argument with officers. As a result, the deputy used her pepper spray. Police believe the inmate then punched her multiple times, knocked her to the ground, and continued to attack. She was later taken to Eskenazi Hospital, and he was placed in a lockdown. Sasha Nixon, 93, WIBC Mobile News.
Following the death of Newton County Corporal Brandon Schreiber, Indiana Congressman Jim Baird honored his life and legacy while on the House floor today.
Our thoughts and prayers are with Corporal Schreiber's friends and family and the Newton County Sheriff's Department during this difficult time.
Schreiber was shot in the line of duty September 1st. He died on the 11th. His funeral service was held Friday at the Newton County Fairgrounds. And the average price for a gallon of gas today in Indiana, $3.20. It's all according to GasBuddy.com. It's about right where the national average is. And with traffic at 5:32, here's Matt Baer.
Harrison crash clear northbound 465 between 70 and Benton Pike. Still a little bit slow through the area up to 75th Street, but we are moving. Southbound 465 east side stop and go traffic from 70 down to Washington Street. Northbound 65 Pike Township stop and go traffic from 465 up to 86th Street. Northbound 465 slow from 86th Street up to 865. Inbound 65 stop and go 21st to Meridian Penn. And on the west side, southbound 465 slows after Sam Jones down to Man Road. Traffic sponsored by Suburban Indy Home and Outdoor Living Show. The Suburban Indy Home and Outdoor Living Show at Grand Park featuring over 200 exhibitors September 20th through the 22nd. Tickets are only $7 at suburbanindyshows.com. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. And here's your forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
For your Friday evening forecast, we're looking at a couple clouds around and a slight chance for a rain shower, maybe even a rumble or two. The further northwest you are in the state, the more likely you are to have that. Low temperatures tonight around 66. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Renar Sudas for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the level on the go and on WIBC.com.
The Hammer and Nigel Show. My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there with a very special guest on the hotline.
He represents Indiana in your United States House of Representatives. Also running for a Senate seat here in Indiana, Congressman Jim Banks joins us. Congressman, it's been a little bit since we've had a conversation. Another assassination attempt has taken place on Donald Trump's life since the last time we spoke. I just want to get your thoughts on that. I know there was a vote about additional Secret Service protection in the House today. Just big picture, what are your thoughts on everything you've seen with the protection of the former president?
Well, obviously very concerning. We did pass a bill earlier today in the House to give the same Secret Service protections to former presidents that the current president receives. But let me say this. Donald Trump isn't just a former president. He's likely going to be president again. And that's why the extra security and the protections are important. There have been 2 attempts that we know of on his life. And I say this with reservation, but I expect there to be more attempts on his life between now and Election Day. We still don't know what happened in Pennsylvania, if others were involved. There's a bipartisan committee in the House that's investigating the first assassination attempt. We know that the second attempt was at the hands of a guy with foreign relationships and entanglements, obviously very deeply embedded in the situation in Ukraine, but also in touch with individuals in Iran. And we know that Iran put out a bounty on Donald Trump's head. They want Donald Trump to be assassinated. So there's a lot here that needs to be further investigated that we might not know for a while or a long time, unfortunately. But in the meantime, the Secret Service should be doing everything that they can to keep Donald Trump safe heading into Election Day. Certainly, I expect him to be president-elect after Election Day, and that security will be heightened and increased at that point. But this is a very concerning situation. Let me say this in conclusion to all of that. The rhetoric on the left, you've had Democrat members of Congress who have called for Donald Trump to be taken out, and you have Democrats regularly and the left-wing media hacks and the mainstream media talking about Donald Trump being a threat to democracy. And this type of rhetoric has to come to a stop. It has to come to an end. It's incited two assassination attempts that we know of, and I'm afraid it's going to cause something even worse if Democrats don't dial it back a notch.
Congressman, what worries me, and I've been harping on this a lot, overall big picture, these guys got really close to Donald Trump. And at least from my perspective, they don't seem exactly like professionally trained assassins, but yet we're still able to get shots fired off in proximity to the president, one shot actually hitting President Trump. Does that specific aspect of the attempts made on Donald Trump's life concern you?
Yeah, I think that, especially what happened in Butler, I mean, for this guy to get on the roof, and that whole situation leaves, there's so much more that we need to know, the American people deserve to know about what went wrong that day to prevent something like that from happening again. What happened on the golf course? How did this guy find out that Donald Trump was making a last-minute move and decision to go to play golf that day? I know he plays at his golf course regularly, but no one knew that was a late decision that he made to go play golf, and the shooter was there. So lots of questions here about how these incidents have happened, probably questions that we're not going to get answers to for a while, but the Secret Service needs to be more focused on protecting the former president who's likely to be president again. What would happen if they succeeded in taking out Donald Trump would be disastrous for our country. It's not just about it's about Donald Trump and his life, but it's also about what that means to our country if they were successful. We got to do everything we can to prevent that from happening.
Congressman, you bring up Iran earlier in the conversation, and we're hearing that Iranian hackers, they hacked into the Trump campaign and gave some of that information to people associated with the Biden campaign. Now, I'm old enough to remember for 2 years of my life, Russian collusion was shoved down my throat from some of your Democrat colleagues, members of the national media. It feels like this Iranian hacker story should be a much bigger deal.
Well, it's ironic, isn't it? I mean, Iran wants Donald Trump taken out. They hate him because he was their biggest enemy as president of the United States. He stopped the Obama-Iran nuclear deal, the JCPOA, which was funneling money to Iran that they were funneling to their proxy groups like Hezbollah, Hamas, and the Houthis. And Donald Trump, kept his word when he was president and got us out of that really bad deal. And then Joe Biden comes to town, and he's hell-bent on getting us back into a deal with Iran. And so the Democrats are very friendly to Iran, who is the biggest state sponsor of terrorism in the world. Of course, they don't want Donald Trump to be president again. Worse, they want him dead. So, now we find out that the Iranians were hacking the Trump campaign. They shared information with the Biden-Harris team and the Harris campaign. And instead of reporting that to the feds, we find out about it in other ways. So that smells like collusion to me. And you're right. I mean, for my first 2 years in Congress, you said Democrats and members of the media. There's a lot of Republicans too who are blocking President Trump's progress and his mandate because they were focused on this fake Russian collusion hoax. Now you got a real world case of an enemy of America certainly an enemy of Donald Trump, but a friend of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris in Iran, who appear to be colluding with the Harris campaign. It's a real situation we should be looking into.
Got a couple minutes left with Congressman Jim Banks, also running for Senate this November. How consequential is overall this election coming up in November, not just with Donald Trump, but down ballots, your campaign as well?
Yeah, when we say this is the most important election of our lifetime, we really mean it. I mean, I don't think that's lost on any Hoosier. I mean, I'm all over the state, and everyone I talk to understands that we can't go through 4 more years of what we've gone through with sky-high inflation, the cost of living, the price of groceries, the twice as much to fill up your gas tank, interest rates, the housing crisis, fentanyl, the leading cause of death because of a wide-open border, 10 million, maybe 15 million illegals that have come into our country and what that's done for high crime. I mean, we can't go through 4 more years of what we've just experienced. And that's what this election is all about. Donald Trump is going to win, I think, bigger than the polls have him ahead. He's winning in the swing states, and we can't take anything for granted, but I expect him to win because most of America gets that.
And how busy are you right now? Like, you have important duties in the House. You had a big vote earlier today. You're also running a campaign. Like on Sunday, do you have a few hours to just crack a beer and watch the Colts and Bears? Does that work?
I don't know if I want to watch the Colts right now. It's been
shots
really
fired.
Disappointing. But yeah, I mean, I'm all over the state. I'm honored. I'm excited about what comes ahead. I'm doing my job in Washington as representing Northeast Indiana, the Fort Wayne area district. But look, I just feel like the opportunity to serve in the Senate and to serve alongside my friend Donald Trump in the White House again and get this country back on track. I mean, that's my calling. So I'm doing everything that I can, traveling the state, making my case. I'm in Richmond tonight, meeting with voters in Richmond, and I'll be in my hometown, Columbia City, in the Fort Wayne area this weekend. Then I'm back to Washington next week, doing my job for another week before we have the October recess, and we're out campaigning more around the state. So it's been an honor. I've been running for the job for 2 years. I mean, I talked to you guys on the first day of my campaign in January of 2023. And kicked off my campaign on your show, and that was a long time ago. Now here we are, just six and a half weeks until Election Day, and there's a lot at stake.
Congressman Jim Banks from the great state of Indiana. Congressman, we always appreciate your time, and we appreciate you calling in.
You got it. Have a good day.
Nigel, I don't know about you, but I'm ready to officially kickstart the weekend.
How do we do that exactly?
We do it with a little thing called Beer Sample Friday.
Beer.
We will do that next.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-525-9369, 800-525-9369, 800-525-9369.
Hey, it's JMV. Miss M's Fall Open House is this Saturday. The Garden Center is bursting with great fall decor, pumpkins, mums, and everything fall. Visit the garden shop for great giveaways, enter to win prizes, hot cider, and more. Local partners, Pearl Coffee Company, will be serving great seasonal delights in the morning, and Mallow Run Winery will have their classic starting at 11. All week, 20 to 50% off container nursery items and 50% off pottery. Miss M's on State Road 135, south of Whiteland Road in Bargersville.
Guys, we're notorious for putting things off. But when it comes to plumbing problems, you don't have to live that way. If you're tired of taking showers with low water pressure or not enough hot water, you've got to stop putting it off and call Lance and the local team at LD Smith Plumbing and ask about water heater specials. These are the guys I trust in my house and in my friends' houses and my relatives' houses. And they're the licensed plumbers you want in your house, too. LDSmithPlumbing.com. That's LDSmithPlumbing.com.
Are you concerned about rising gasoline taxes? I'm Donald Rainwater, Libertarian candidate for governor. Hoosiers currently pay sales tax and excise tax on gasoline to the state. No one should pay two taxes for gasoline. So my plan is to abolish the gasoline excise tax in Indiana. To learn more about my plan to make Indiana government less taxing, go to rainwaterforindiana.com. My name is Donald Rainwater, and I approve this message. Paid for by Rainwater for Indiana.
Small business owners, we know finishing your to-do list can feel like rowing upstream. But it's a river, a whitewater river, and the only paddles you have are pool noodles. Then when a new to-do pops up, you're like, nope, I'm already rowing upstream with these pool noodle paddles. At Progressive, we don't want to make your day any harder. That's why we make it easy to get personalized discounts with a commercial auto insurance quote online, so your to-do list is smooth sailing. See if you can save on commercial auto insurance in as little as 7 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Coverages and discounts not available in all states and subject to policy terms and underwriting.
If you have breathing triangle issues like compromised nasal breathing and sleep, snoring, or even sleep apnea issues, a call to Advent makes sense. Because breathing well will help you live better.
Tune in Saturdays 9 to 1 for the Home and Garden Show for advice and fun, brought to you by Michaelis. Water, storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it.
Get renter's insurance to protect the things that make your place a home, including coverage for theft or damage. Visit Progressive.com. That's Progressive.com.
Chris Wedekin here. Go to AbsoluteComfort.org for a free second opinion so we can keep you absolutely comfortable every day, all day.
Absolute Comfort is your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
You want to listen all day to WIBC, but you don't always have time. Don't worry. There's a podcast for that. The WIBC Mashup. Daily highlights from your favorite hosts, Tony Katz, Kendall and Casey, and Hammer and Nigel. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
It is almost time to kickstart the weekend.
Come on.
We will do that right after Matt Baer checks the roads.
Northbound 465, stop and go traffic, 86th Street up to 865. Eastbound 465, stop and go, Westfield Boulevard over to Allisonville Road. Inbound 69 slows from 106th Street down to 82nd. East side, southbound 465 drags before 72 Washington Street. Inbound 65, stop and go traffic, 21st Street to Meridian Penn. Crash clear South Keystone Avenue at Raymond Street. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. There is still time to get a patio this season. Get on the books now for a patio this fall. Indy Decorative Concrete, the patio experts changing the way Indy thinks about concrete. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
It is 87 right now at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center, and it's Beer Sample Friday.
Woo!
Right now.
Hammer and Nigel present Beer Sample
Fry.
I got some beers. Let's drink them, huh?
Beers on sale, people. Come down, get you some.
Brought to you by Thompson Furniture and Mattress down in Columbus. My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer is here. We're broadcasting live at the Suburban Indy Home and Outdoor Living Show, Grand Park in Westfield. Again, joined by the owner, the lady that's running this whole thing, Danelle.
Right. Yes.
Danelle Walton, owner of this whole project. And one of the cool things, all the booths here, there is a beer, wine, and spirits booth that
There
you can
is.
taste.
Yes.
So this is perfect for Beer Sample Friday, Hammer.
Right. Let's be honest. We wouldn't be here unless there was a promise of a beer garden, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
Tell us about the show, the outdoor show here real quick, the outdoor living show, the fall show.
Sure.
Just real quick, and we'll get to a beer tasting.
Yep. And I cannot wait to get to the beer tasting.
Yeah, I can't either.
Yeah.
You've already
It
opened
is
yours.
Friday.
Yeah.
I've already started sampling or drinking. I already know I love this one. So, but anyway, when you come to the show, you expect to talk to all the home renovators, contractors, landscape professionals, painters, windows, whatever you need to help improve your home or indoor or outdoor living spaces. We have somebody here who can help you with that.
And the thing is,
Piece
you
of cake.
don't realize how much help you need until you walk around a place
Oh,
like
yeah.
this, right?
Yeah.
Like, so my son talked to a guy about garage door repairs.
Yep.
I talked to a guy about having old VHS tapes put onto something digital.
I talked to Indy Ignited about
Yeah.
my fireplace.
Yep. Yep.
I didn't even know
It's
I needed help with that.
amazing.
I forgot that I needed help with my fireplace.
Yes, and you also need help because I used to be a DIYer.
Ooh,
10, 15, 20 years ago. And as I've aged, I'm like, I need to find somebody who can fix all those projects that I did incorrectly. So they can help you do that, too.
And this goes through Sunday, and there's a big game show section where you can win prizes.
Yes.
There's the beer garden.
There's a kids area, too.
Yeah, plant market. Yeah, the bounce
That's
houses
Sunday.
for the kids. It's going to be so hot outside. Bring the kids in here in the air conditioning and let them blow off some steam.
You can get tickets online, which is a little cheaper, I believe.
$7.
But if you're like my parents and you hate everything online, you can just come to the door.
Nobody
and pay,
needs
right?
my email address.
Right.
All
man.
right, Danelle, so tell us about this local brewery
Okay.
that we were sampling from.
Well, so I live just north of Lebanon out in
Okay.
the country. So to get to Clues Brews, the
Clues
brewery who has
Brews.
the beers here, it's 10 minutes from my house. So
Clues
it's my,
Brews,
my
Clues
local
Brews.
haunt. Patrick is a young entrepreneur. He launched actually Clues Brews. The plan was to launch it 2 months before the pandemic hit. And then the pandemic hit.
yeah.
Yeah. So in that time, though, he was able to acquire the property next door, too, and also put where he brews his beer in the same spot as where his restaurant and bar are.
Amazing.
So it was just...
She
it worked,
persevered,
yes.
and it worked out,
Yep.
and I'm going to open...
Okay.
This is, I want to do it. This is 1832 from Clues Brews, their
Yes.
IPA, and I believe 1832 was when Lebanon was founded.
Right.
Right?
Yep.
Correct. And
All
that's
right.
also, ironically, how many rushing yards the Colts have given up this year so far. 1,832.
2 short games. Ouch.
Okay,
Ouch.
so Hammer and I are sampling their IPA 1832 Clues Brews in Lebanon. What are you
Yes.
sipping on?
So
there,
I
Danelle?
don't love beer, but I do
understand
love
that.
sours and ciders.
Oh, so does my wife, yeah.
So this is the Tipton Till Goose Sour, and it is amazing. You guys said it looked like wine, and it kind of does look like a.
It looks like you've got
like
wine
a
in a
white
cup.
Zinfandel is what it
That's
looks
what a sour.
like.
That's what a sour looks like. And I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to try some of that too.
Absolutely.
It looks like
It's
you've got
delish.
wine in a plastic cup, which when I grew up, that's called a Beach Grove wedding.
Okay. Where I live, we call them porch pounders.
I love it. Well,
So-
there is another hour of the Hammer and Nigel show left, but let's do a toast
Cheers.
right now
Yeah,
for beer
Happy
sample.
Friday.
everybody. Yeah,
Here
here we
at
go.
the
Absolutely.
Suburban Indy Home and Outdoor Living Show.
Oh, gotta move my mic.
Oh, that tastes good. That tastes real
Yeah,
good.
love that.
That's going to get me into
Yeah.
trouble.
Do you mind
right
if
there.
I? Yeah.
Absolutely
Do you
not.
mind if I
Help
taste
yourself.
it? This is the sour, the Tipton Till.
Yeah.
Say it again.
It's the Tipton Till. It's a sour
Gose.
gose.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, yeah. Here
I
it is.
said goose, but I think it's gose. But I didn't want to,
Oh man.
That's,
Oh wow.
That's like saying the difference
That's
between
really
Isn't it
mullet and
good?
Malay. It's the same thing.
Yeah,
right?
and when you go, they have so many different ones on tap. They also carry Ash and Elm, the local cidery. They also carry their beers, Ash and Elm ciders. The Fleeting Youth is one that's all the rage and very popular right now. So they have those too. A lot of other local breweries and wineries they've partnered with too, and a distillery that's down the street from them.
Danelle, you've got a great operation going here.
Thanks.
Right now, we've had a blast. We've got another hour to go, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, anywhere where you can go to work and have a drink, I'm all in.
Absolutely. All right, we have got another hour to go, but last time I checked, the weekend was officially underway.
There it is, baby.
Here in Indianapolis. Do not go anywhere. We are coming right back. One more hour to go. It's Beer Sample Friday, live from the Suburban Indy Home and Outdoor Living Show. It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Sinus pressure, congestion, snoring, being unable to sleep, being unable to breathe. Yep, it's another sinus infection. You've Googled, watched videos, tried over-the-counter sprays, medications, and home remedies, but nothing ever works. There must be some kind of treatment that can help, right? Indianapolis Sinus Center understands how draining it can be when you try treatment after treatment without any relief. That's why they've been serving and treating the community for over 50 years. Indianapolis Sinus Center has performed thousands of procedures and helped thousands of patients find lasting relief they didn't know was possible. Patients like you. If you've had enough of sinus pain, pressure, and congestion, schedule a visit with Indianapolis Sinus Center today. Call 317-528-9650 and take the first step toward breathing easy. 317-528-9650. That's 317-528-9650 or visit IndianapolisSinusCenter.com.
Need a new work truck? Need a new fleet vehicle? Andy Moore Ford has got you covered. Over 800 new vehicles available on the lot, including the Super Duty trucks available starting only at $43,995. You've got F-150s, transit vans, the custom work vehicles for any industry, all built Ford tough, and Rangers with that all-new body style from only $36,995. And of course, you want the cool, fun stuff. They've got the Broncos, the Bronco Sports. I'm driving a Bronco. I own a Bronco Sport. And interest rates as low as 0% APR available on new Andy Moore Fords. And when you need service, Andy Moore Ford will come to you. Just schedule it online at andymoreford.com. They'll come pick up the vehicle, service it, and bring it back to you as good as new. Andy Moore Ford in Plainfield. Visit them on Main Street. Tell them Tony Cat sent you, or find them online at andymoreford.com. That's Andy Moore Ford, M-O-H-R.
I love Andy.
andymoreford.com.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career and they talked to me about it.
He was done in just months.
I did do it online.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months with zero experience at My Computer Career.
It worked for me and I know it can work for you.
It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu.
Hey, this is Spencer Thompson at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. Now through Monday, it's our Made in the USA Labor Day sale. Lazy Boy recliners start at $3.99. Queen mattresses start at $3.99. And sofas start at $4.99. Interest-free financing available, free delivery, and cash discounts on select items. Plus, low price guarantee on Tempur-Pedic and Stearns & Foster mattresses. Sale ends Monday only at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus.
This is Inside Indiana Business Radio. I'm Alex Brown. Officials broke ground this morning on the $6.3 million Momentum Entrepreneurship Hub in South Bend. Chris Premer with Momentum Development Group said the hub aims to cultivate collaboration that sparks innovation among the area's entrepreneurs.
Our goal is to cultivate an environment where entrepreneurship can flourish and contribute to the economic vitality of our community. We want this hub to become the home for problem solvers, creators, risk takers, people who are passionate about making impact and driving innovation.
Leaders say the hub will offer co-working space, a coffee bar in partnership with Revenant Coffee, a 150-person event space, and a bar open to both members and the larger community. General Motors is planning to pause production at its Fort Wayne assembly plant beginning Monday. In a statement to our partners at WPTA-TV, the automaker said the pause is expected to last for 1 week due to a temporary supply chain issue. Indiana's unemployment rate continued its upward climb in August, rising 0.2% to 4.2%. Despite the increase, the Indiana Department of Workforce Development said the state added nearly 28,000 private sector jobs last month. The national unemployment rate was also 4.2%. This is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
At Indiana University, we're undaunted by challenge. We take the lead. We don't follow the crowd. Embracing the future with creativity and bravery. Unapologetically optimistic. Equipped with the knowledge and intention to change the world. Because bold is who we are. 9 campuses, 1 purpose. Creating tomorrow, today. Indiana University. Bring on tomorrow. Join us at iu.edu.
The Federal Aviation Administration has approved plans for a new airport traffic control tower at Gary Chicago International Airport. The $16.4 million project will replace the airport's existing tower, which was built in 1972. The current tower remains functional but has become increasingly obsolete and inefficient, according to the airport. The new tower will be about 50 feet taller than the existing tower and feature state-of-the-art technology, including advanced radar systems and communications tools. Construction is slated to begin in the fall of 2025 and is projected to be complete in the summer of 2026. I'm Alex Brown for 93 WIBC.
Coming up in 2 minutes, a Marion County deputy was attacked by an inmate yesterday afternoon. Why some rain this weekend probably won't help much with these current drought conditions you've been putting up with. And the Indianapolis Colts are still looking for their first win of the NFL season. That's all coming up after Fox News Radio from the Technology Recyclers Studios. You are listening to 93 WIBC. WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 6 o'clock.
Extra protection. I'm Lisa Lacera, Fox News. The House passing a bill that would provide more Secret Service for presidential candidates.
The bipartisan bill that would give former President Trump, Vice President Harris, and major presidential candidates the same level of protection as the sitting president passed unanimously.
How many more assassination attempts need to happen before we as an institution get serious about Secret Service protection?
New York Democrat Richie Torres was one of the bill's authors and says the issue transcends partisan politics. The bill now needs to pass the Senate. Republican Congresswoman Erin Houchin of Indiana introduced legislation this week that would provide a way to pay for additional Secret Service resources.
Fox's Ryan Schmelz on Capitol Hill. Vice President Harris campaigning in Georgia, focusing squarely on abortion rights.
This is a health care crisis. This is a health care crisis, and Donald Trump is the architect of this crisis.
Harris pointing to the death of a Georgia woman while waiting for a routine procedure due to Georgia's strict abortion laws. During the speech, Harris was asked if she'll debate Donald Trump again.
I'm trying to get another debate. We'll see.
Trump had said that he was against another debate, but later left the door